guilty of crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? Happy Tuesday. I am Jay with Guilty of Crime, and how you guys doing today? What's up, everybody? My goodness. You guys, this is going to be an eye-opening video today. The whole thing is just eye-opening. Seeing this from beginning of it to where the investigation of Maddie's death comes all the way without us guessing, you guys. This is crazy. So today we're talking about the covering of Madeline Soto's death by Jennifer Soto and Stephan Sterns. You guys, this is definitely going to be eye-opening today. I gotta say, I was surprised at how many things I caught when watching this video. And you guys are going to be surprised too, because as we broke this down over the last year, it wasn't a straight story. It wasn't like okay, here it is. It was piece by piece by piece. We guessed, where did Jen work? When did she come home? What happened? Right? We took a lot of speculations, guesses. We talk to people, we piece it together, we watch court TV, we watch the news, and boom, we got our story. So now we got the full story. We're going to break that down for you today. The covering up of Madeline Soto's death with Jen and Stephan Sterns. Welcome. What's up, everybody? Nope, not today. It's been a member for 3 months. You could have left a message on that. Thank you for being here. My girl, Sharon, I saw you in here. My Leo twin, Sharon, what's up? I'm glad you're here. And let's welcome our new mod who's going to strong arm the trolls right on out of here. They're going to meander right on out because Foxy Amazon is one of our new mods. So let's welcome Foxy. She's got the wrench and she'll definitely strong arm you out. All right. Kelvin says he has to have some info that nobody would know to prove she's involved. And Kelvin, we're going to talk about that today because there's a lot of things in this story that Jen Soto said. And in hindsight, looking back at it, and when you guys see it, you're going to say, oh, what? She really did say that. And she really, in my opinion, does know exactly what happened that day. Her daughter was missing. Now, she knew about the CSAM and she knew about her daughter being abused. She said it. And she clearly says it in this video. Do I need to press charges on him now? Can I think about it? Can I come back to you later? This is going to be start to finish. But in these interrogations and in these interviews, she clearly is trying to get Stephan not to talk. And I finally figured out what she's talking about when she tells us that lie about what Madeline was wearing. I now understand why she said that. I couldn't for the life of me. I could not for the life of me figure out why she would lie and what it was. Why was she saying she's wearing black shorts and a hoodie? What is going on? What would that make a difference? Well, that would surely make a huge difference because she didn't want them to be looking for a body that was wearing jeans, blue jeans, and a green hoodie, you guys. So we're going to absolutely talk about the potato. A big thing in this case is Jen Soto. Jen Soto is not yet charged. She needs to be, but she knew what happened and she was absolutely deflecting off of what Maddie was wearing that day. And if she could have, she would have smacked Stephan and said, stupid, don't tell him don't say what she was wearing. Then they're going to look for that. You're so dumb that you said that. What an idiot. And a lot of other things that I believe She absolutely knew, and she corrected him. She told him what needed to happen, what needed to be said. And I'm gonna point those out to you guys now that we get to listen to the whole thing through. What's up, Sharon? She's saying hi to all the people. You're so sweet. Yeah. Don't don't be janky. We're gonna talk about being janky, a tire iron being janky, and all the way through. What's up, Em? How you doing, Mr. Wyatt? And somebody says liar, liar, pants on fire. Anna, what's up? Yeah, no, you guys, now that we're gonna see this, I pulled out this many freaking cards. We got this from Deception Detective, but now we know how to use it. And I got to tell you, they're not doing Duper's Delight here. Duper's Delight is for people that are used to lying to people and then seeing the satisfaction of getting away with it. These people didn't have to lie and let people see through it. They just did whatever they wanted. They did whatever they wanted with Maddie the whole time, and nobody questioned them. What's up, Chatterbox Talks a Lot? Thank you for donating the locks of love to the Madeline Soto Remembrance and Memorial and Post. I appreciate you. I'm very hyped up, you guys. Very hyped up today. Well, what's up? You sent me something. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can, and donate if you have the means. Thank you so much for the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or super sticker, super chat. All right. You guys are going to see it right before your own very eyes right now. Wrong clothes to disguise the body. And she says it twice in a row. She calls Madeline the body. Now, we would pick this apart as we went, but when you see it again straight through, you're going to say, oh shit. She not only says the body twice, but she also says to deflect from herself, I don't know why Stephan would go. I don't know why Stephan would pick St. Cloud. Well, they didn't ask about that, and they hadn't found the body, which is Madeline Soto, your daughter's body, just yet. Before the officer even asks it, she says, I don't know how Stephan would know about St. Cloud. And then we come to find out Jen lived in St. Cloud. Jen went hiking in St. Cloud. And Jen pointed out the place to dump Maddie's body in St. Cloud. You guys are not going to be happy today. You're not going to be. But I hope that you like this and then you share it with everybody and you tell everybody what you saw in this cover up of Madeline Soto. Tiff, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. All right, I'm going to tell you before we start so you can watch out for those as well. So we've got the we card. We've got the changing tense card. Oh my goodness, Lisa, my girl, Lisa Fazio. Thank you so much for the $49.99 super sticker. I love you so much. Thank you for supporting the channel. It all goes back to me, which goes back to my channel right now. And someday I'll be able to do the whole donating to things. I donate as much as I can yearly, but thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm ready. I've got changing tenses, I've got reticence, I've got unusual details, I've got assessing denials, I've got leakage, I've got spotting subtle lies, I've got assessing stories, I've got past tense, I've got temporal lacuna, and I've got minimizing adverbs as well as ingratiation, you guys. That's a lot of cards in one freaking video. And however you say temporal lacunae, however Deception Detective says it, I got it. I don't need to pronounce it. I got it. Temporal lacunae, however you say that, we've got that. So it's just crazy, you guys. This is absolutely just mind-blowing. Thank you, Jeep Sahar. Yes, I am on fire. Definitely on fire. So let's do this real quick. I wanted you guys to see this. We hadn't followed up on this just yet. I just want to show you the update. Every episode I want to try to bring something to the table that is a current event and then new content this week, meaning something you've never seen before. So they did their job here. I want you guys to know they did their job. Now, you know that days ago the defense, they put lots of motions in, folks. And I told you guys, they're throwing these motions out in order to delay the prosecution. And absolutely, they did just that. I hadn't seen it before. All right. I'm buzzing. Yeah, I'm excited. I was watching this video and I picked all these things out and I was like, I can't wait to get to you guys today. Welcome, Len Riches. I couldn't wait. I can't wait to share with you guys. It's like I can't consume content anymore without thinking of how to share it with you all. And that's hard because I consume a lot of content, you guys. All right. Yeah. Jen makes me sick. Okay. So the defense, they did it. It worked. All right. And just there's an address down there. Now I put this in my my community page post. Please send locks for Maddie. P.O. Box 700-545 St. Cloud, Florida 34770. Now notice St. Cloud is where Maddie's body was dumped, and a mother would say Maddie's body twice right after the other. Okay, so you're gonna hear a bunch of stuff. Like I said, I picked out all of these things, and you're gonna see them too. You're going to see them. Thank you so much, Lady Justice, for gifting the One Guilty of Crime membership. You guys do me a favor and turn those notifications on. And then if you drop a comment in chat and you like and all that, you'll have a better chance at winning. Thank you, Lady, for Justice. So quickly, we know Justice for Maddie. We know Jen the Potato Soto said we a lot. Okay, now they use we a lot when they're lying. It's an indicator of lying, so they're not locking down themselves. Now, temporal lacuna is interesting because Stephan Sterns uses that a lot. They use after, then, while, when, meandering, very, very interesting language. They use them to omit incriminating parts of the story. So he says, Stephan will say, yeah, I dropped Maddie off, and then she started digging through her bag, and then she walked off, and then she did this, but the words he uses is very, very interesting. Thank you, Deanna Peterson. I love when you're on fire. Well, I'm on fire, and I got a haircut today, so I'm ready to rock and roll. Right. Minimizing adverbs, words such as just, only, simply, merely. Jen uses that a lot in her news interviews. Only, that's it. We checked the friend's house. That's it. Done. We don't know. End of story. Now we're waiting. Minimizing adverbs. Ingratiation was one that I was surprised I picked out, but liars often use excessive friendliness as a tactic to divert suspicion. Do you guys remember when Jen Soto, and watch out, when she's giving those interviews, she's almost flirty. She's almost flirty, you guys. Everybody noticed that Jen Soto, when she talked to the female cop, didn't act that way. All right, she didn't act that way, but she was very flirty with the male cops. That's called ingratiation. And that happens often when criminals are lying and they want police on their side. All right. Thank you, Elmo, and everybody. Changing tenses. She changed tenses of Maddie and when she was alive and when she wasn't. So she used Maddie in the past tense, not knowing that she was, in fact, already not alive. Welcome, Janet. Reticence. Reticence is what Jen Soto and Stephan use the whole time. Liars tend to keep fabricated parts of their story to minimize the risk of making mistakes. If the climax is particularly one involving fantastic events or it's very brief. We came home. We don't know. We called. Nobody called. We're waiting. They're supposed to message me. Done. Reticence. That's a huge one, guys. All right. Past tense. Again, it's a different past tense, but same, using the victim's death as a past tense. Assessing stories. Listen up, folks. This is telling a story. If you're telling the truth, you don't have to remember what you're saying. All right. Spotting subtle lies. That was the whole entire time. The best liar is he who makes the smallest amount of lying go the farthest way. Avoid drawing conclusions based on vague language. Be careful not to infer meanings from what it is unsaid. Don't disregard incorrect grammar as it could be a deliberate play. Leakage. Jen does leakage almost the entire time of that couch video. She leaks out how Maddie died. She leaked out that Maddie was in the trunk. She leaked out that Maddie was suffocated. And she leaked out that Maddie would be off of 192. You understand that? That's verbal leakage. She did that. And there's more to come. And assessing denials. How do you know? He demanded, because he told me. It's the pronouns. Did the speaker use I, which indicates honesty? And when you start to open up to we, you know people are lying and they're trying to deflect from one person or the other. So that happened quite a bit. People were a lot confused about why she kept saying we. because she was deflecting and she didn't want that. And you're going to see why in just a moment. All right. Yes. And that he carried her to the car. Now, unusual details. This one's the one of the whole story. This is called scripting. Unusual details is when a liar plans out a false story, like when you're sitting at a computer desk ahead of time and you script a story with the person that just took the life of your daughter and is dumping a body. All right. So 2 people or 3 people will script a story. Now let's see if the or the defense did their job by delaying these trials.
2 months. He's accused of sexually abusing 13-year-old Maddie Soto before allegedly killing her.
The lawyers for Sterns filed dozens of motions, which caused the delay for the sex crimes trial.
There it is.
And Fox 35's Randy Hildreth joins us live tonight. So, Randy, you've been digging through the documents. What have you found so far?
Yeah, good evening to you both. So first, starting with what you were just discussing, that motion filed to push back the trial. And this is the 3rd time that has happened in this case. But we also saw motions filed by Sterns' legal team about what evidence they believe should be left out of this case.
State of Florida versus Stephen.
Yeah, and if you guys got to unsubscribe to my channel, you don't have to tell me that, folks. If you don't like my channel or you don't like my content, you really don't have to tell me. Just go and unsubscribe, right? I'm not a beggar. I'm not begging you for likes or whatever. We're here for the justice of Madeline Soto and to hashtag arrest Jen Soto. All right. We want to see this little girl's, the taking of her life. We want to see this through. Yeah. Woody Allen was a leakage as well. And Artist Creek says, I really like your coverage. Your research so well. Accuracy is everything. And you take it seriously. Absolutely, I do. And yeah, if you got to go, just go. Don't leave me a comment like that. I don't care. I don't care. Why do I care that you have to go? You're just taking up our beautiful people, the beautiful people in chat. You're just taking the comments away. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's just for Maddie. If you don't like the way I look, then we don't care. Just justice for Maddie. All right? You're wasting my time. All right, let's go. Let's listen to this being delayed, which is what I figured. So when you guys are all figuring out, thinking that the motion, they're going to take away the evidence from the cell phone. No, don't be afraid. They're not going to do that. These people are just trying to delay the trial. They need more time.
Stephan Sterns was not in court Wednesday for his pretrial hearing, and he won't see a courtroom for at least another few months.
The court has also received what is purported to be an unopposed motion to continue.
Judge Keith Karsten ruled Sterns' sex crimes trial could get pushed back until May. His attorneys filed a motion asking for more time to prepare, to interview witnesses and review evidence. And prosecutors did not.
I'm only bringing this comment up because that's very true. That's a good possibility. Jen Soto is, in fact, bisexual. She did say that. The roommate told me that. The roommate is gay, and she lived with Jen, and they do pride things and such. So that's a good... I wonder if she was a weird person like that, too, and liked looking at pictures under the door. I mean, if I were her, I would just get my own girlfriend. She could have just got her own girlfriend instead of being a creeper, but good point. All right, let's get into the video right after this.
I don't believe that we would be able to proceed to trial until the defense has had an opportunity to review that evidence and these motions are resolved.
This case centers around Sterns' 60 sex crime charges. He's accused of sexually abusing his girlfriend's daughter, 13-year-old Maddie Soto, for years. The alleged abuse came to light last year when investigators were looking into her disappearance and murder. They say explicit images were found on Sterns' phone.
I want you to discredit yourself by saying you don't know about all the pictures that are on your phone.
Ahead of Wednesday's hearing, Sterns' legal team filed several motions in this case, including a motion to suppress evidence obtained from Sterns' phone. They argue detectives illegally seized his phone without consent or a warrant during their search for Maddie. They also filed a motion to suppress evidence obtained from a Google search warrant. They say the application to get that warrant relied on evidence that was obtained illegally.
All right, which is...
Again, the trial is set to start in May. And you may remember Sterns is also charged with first-degree murder in Maddie.
Absolutely, and that's what we're talking about today. So buckle up because we have a long video that needs to get broken down. So don't go anywhere. Hang out. If you're doing your chores, making dinner, whatever the heck you're doing, please just listen. Stay until the end if you can. And if you can't, please be part of the rewatch crew, because this is very important that you hear this story from start to finish, because it's not a story, it's a true crime that happened, and we're going to break down, and hopefully you guys can follow what I'm talking about here. When I pulled out this whole stack of cards, this stack of cards is just for that video. Right now, Deception Detective doesn't do content as long as I do, so this video is about an hour long. So I got a big thick stack of cards, and you guys, it's all there, I promise you. And I'll break it down as I go. We'll break it down. I'll try to break each one, but no, I'm really gonna pick up on ones like the phones. Jen Soto's not happy. As a matter of fact, she is telling the officers the opposite when she says Stephan just wants his phone back. He just wants it back. I swear, if I find anything. No, she said to him, "You idiot. I can't believe that you gave him your phone." And then she said, "Well, don't worry, don't worry." Once he was complaining, she told him, don't worry. Remember, we reset it twice. Now, she told the officers that, as a matter of fact, they were resetting his phone, and then she corrected herself to say updating. So listen to what she says, and then I'll tell you what she really means by what she's saying. And look at how nice she ends with these cops. Very nice with these cops. All right. We love you, Jay. I might have to go to bed. But yes, Leanne, do me a favor, be part of the rewatch crew, because I promise you will not be disappointed. She is such a liar, and it's so hard. It's hard because you don't get to see this. We haven't got to see this start to finish, you guys. We haven't. And thank you, Melly, for the $4.99 super sticker. Also, Lisa Fazio sent me a $150 Cash App. Thank you so much. I promise you I'm going to put that right back into the channel. So thank you so much. I appreciate your generosity. All right, let's go. You guys, buckle in. Put your volume up.
Because that can't be the case. She was dropped off. I remember him saying, "Should I have asked a warrant?" And I'm like, "No, you got nothing to hide. Give him your phone. If you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious. Like, what are you doing?"
You hear what she's saying to him right out the gate? She told Stephan Sterns, "Oh my God, what are you doing? You're gonna look guilty." Listen to her. Listen, I'm gonna play that one more time, you guys. And yes, thank you, Lisa Fazio and Melly. All of that will go right back to what I'm doing here, because that's all I do. I work and I hang out with the fam, and then I come right back here and stream. So thank you so much. Listen to what she said. Listen again at the context of what she just said. She told him, "You're an idiot. Why are you making yourself look suspicious?" Would a mother say that just lost her daughter to this predator?
911, what's the location of your emergency? I'm reporting a missing child.
And at this point, I start to panic and freak out because that can't be the case. She was dropped off. I remember him saying, "Should I have asked a warrant?" And I'm like, "No, you got nothing to hide. Give him your phone. If you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious."
You see that? I'm going to leave it right there. If you were to go demand your phone back, you look suspicious as fuck. She just said that, you guys. She just said that. And in the context, not what you're thinking. She's literally giving leakage right here and saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You're making yourself look suspicious. We already deleted your phone twice. We've got the story. They're not going to find the body that soon, you idiot. Stop making yourself look dumb." She's the puppet master. I'm telling you guys. I'm freaking telling you. All right.
What are you doing?
I feel like sometimes people struggle to show real emotion when they're aware of what the truth is.
If I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the you want, but I don't know anything.
On February 25th, 2000.
And why didn't they give her a lie detector test, folks? Now, I know that doesn't hold up in court, but I wish that they would get another chance at that. All right. The actual footage disclaimer, and thank you to EWU exploring with us. They got lots of body crime footage. You guys go watch Explore with us and come back to my channel and ask me to cover some of their content, because they do this content, but they don't fill in all the blanks. So I'd love to cover content and suggestions that you guys have. Let's do it.
24 in Kissimmee, Florida. Madeline Soto celebrated her 13th birthday party with family and friends. The joyous occasion was quickly overshadowed by fear and panic just one day later, when her mother arrived to pick her up from school, only to learn Madeline never made it to class. Police and investigators launch a massive search operation, but as they piece together the clues from her last 24 hours, shocking evidence and glaring inconsistencies begin to emerge. suggesting her disappearance may be connected to a far more sinister truth.
I don't want to believe she's still alive.
Yes.
Out there.
The following report is based on police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty.
All right, and remember that on my channel as well, but also let's step back at this and look at the context again. What you thought the context was is not the context, and I'll show you and try to catch those things as you go. No, she's not fooling anyone. She's very fake, but now that you see this start to finish, it's going to be much different than us playing guessing games here. She's telling that idiot, what are you doing? Why are you telling her what she was wearing that day? Now they're going to find her. So much verbal leakage in this as well, you guys. She's running the show. I'm telling you.
Guilty in a court of law. On a late evening of February 26, 2024, the Orange County Sheriff's Office receives a 911 call from a caller with a dire concern.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
Police, possibly. I'm reporting a missing child.
Okay. And the child that you're trying to report missing, are you calling on behalf of the parent?
Yes, on behalf of the mother.
Okay. And then how long has it been, though, since you guys have last seen her?
Since this morning. She was dropped off at school this morning, and apparently she never showed up. We called everyone we knew. No one's seen her.
After collecting more details, the dispatcher assures the caller that a deputy will arrive as soon as possible. However, no help arrives. She calls back 2 more times, attempting to express the urgency.
And remember this, the urgency is not coming from Jen Soto at all. She just hangs out at her mom's office and waits for the family to gather and start making the calls. Now, what is Jen Soto's reason for not calling? I think her big reason was she knew that Stephan Sterns was the last person to be with Maddie. And well, she knew what happened because they concocted that story, you guys. They concocted that story. And so she was like, okay, you guys call 911, we'll be here. And then after that, they went home and did nothing. They sat by the phone, but what they made the mistake of doing was going on different news stations, which pumped up the suspicion heavily, you guys. And the reason Jen Soto is not arrested is because they focused on Stephan Sterns, and they do not have anything but circumstantial evidence. So we're going to be talking about this all week. In my opinion, they're building a more solid case. Duty Ron said it, Jennifer Coffendorfer said it, and many other people in law enforcement have said that. So that's why.
Of the situation.
Do you need police, fire, medical?
No, it's not a medical issue. We have a missing child since this morning. We already called 3 times.
Yes, ma'am. I see you. This is waiting for a deputy to respond.
You're waiting for a deputy to respond?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long more do we need to wait? It's a child missing.
That's
I understand it, ma'am, but I'm just not able to give out ETA. I don't know when they'll be there.
So this is not important for you guys? Really?
Ma'am, we were very busy in the area. Look, I understand they'll be there as soon as they can, okay?
The chilling reason for the delay and what had deputies in the area so busy would soon raise more questions about the timing of her disappearance. At 7:48 p.m., Deputy Joseph finally arrives at the scene to meet with the missing girl's mother, 35-year-old Jennifer Soto, and her boyfriend, 37-year-old Stephan.
I mean, she looks terrified. Remember when she answers the phone, how terrified she was that someone was going to call and say we got the body, which she refers to as the body, by the way. So keep looking at, you guys can add things in chat and remember what I talked about, unusual details, assessing denials, verbal leakage, changing tenses, and ingratiation, minimizing, all that stuff. All right, let's go. Now look close.
Stephan Sterns.
Hi there. Hey there.
Hey there. What's going on?
So, was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, one second. Go ahead, sir.
Are we looking for another kid or we have a kid?
Looking for another one.
With more than one missing child in the area, the fear that she may have been abducted remains a possibility.
No.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today, and she never came out. I got an email from the school saying she was absent.
Now, listen to her tell this story again. This is absolutely not only unusual details, but unusual details is just having, well, that's scripting, but the unusual details is this, and it's over. There's nothing else in between it, you guys. There's no kind of how somebody felt. It's only about what happened at each point so they can keep their story straight. It's just this happened, and it's over. Listen how she talks.
But I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Just right? 13th birthday.
13. What was she
She's like,
last
"What
seen
up,
wearing?
dude?"
Green hoodie, white Crocs, either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Do you know if she has like?
And I'd love to see a clearer version of that video, folks, because I could not figure out why Jen was saying that. Did she get her dressed and she's just stupid? No, she is stupid, but she's not that stupid, guys. So listen up. She does it twice. She tells the officer she doesn't want them to find her body. If she could have hit him right now, she'd have said, stupid. Now they're going to be looking for that. No. She insists that it's black shorts and a green hoodie. When Stephan tells them exactly what it was, that's what she tells him.
Friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live. I asked all of them.
Is this like, does she like have any places that you guys know that she'll usually be at? Any friend's house? Any places that like she likes to hang out?
Not typically,
no.
Not typically?
No.
Okay. Does she have a phone number or a phone?
She does, but she left it at home today. I haven't.
See?
And I'm already gone through her messages.
Okay. How about, does she have like Apple Watch? No.
She's got a device. The only device she's got on her right now is her school laptop.
A school laptop? Is that trackable?
I don't think so.
You see how she just shut that officer down? She doesn't have a phone. I've already checked with everyone. That's it. She has a laptop. It's not trackable. End of story. As her eyes are wide open, bulging out of her head. That you can't get any freaking worse than that when someone's doing that. End of story. Your daughter's missing. She doesn't have a phone. Her laptop's not trackable. Done. Can I go home now? They already know. She already knows what happened.
I don't think so.
It should be. It should be. If the Wi-Fi is turned on, it'll try to connect to the Wi-Fi.
So if I like circle here.
So you have 7 videos.
Without her cell phone, the laptop is their only hope of tracking Madeline's location. Attempts were made to locate the laptop, but unfortunately, the last pinged location was near downtown Orlando on February 22nd, 4 days prior to her disappearance.
She don't have a history of running away or anything. She was hanging out and lost time kind of thing.
Possibly, I don't know. She got dropped off. She was like, so she's embarrassed by this car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block away so she can walk.
Again, Jen wasn't there, so how does she know? And she didn't even talk to her. And Stephan never took her to school. Stephan never took her to school ever, not once, according to them. She wasn't up when Maddie left, supposedly. She only saw her for a few minutes last night. How did she know that she was embarrassed in the car? And how does she know what she's saying? She's already using we language and pointing things out that didn't happen, clearly didn't happen, because it's part of the story. And she wasn't there, supposedly, right? All right, welcome for the 1 month being a member. Glad that you're here. And shout out Annabelle Roma. All right, listen up.
But he dropped her off half a block away and drove away.
Nervous?
Did she ever go to school though?
No, we called school.
She was walking in that direction. She was rifling through her backpack. Just looking for something. I thought maybe she was just looking for headphones before she got her walking on.
Yeah.
But she was just kind of, shambling over in that direction. It looked the same as any other morning.
A sudden phone call puts the room on high alert as family and officers alike wait to hear if it's news about Madeline.
Hello? Yes? Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you?
Oh my goodness. Hi.
Stephan leads officers to the location where he believes he dropped her off for school, but apparent struggles with his memory give them a less than ideal start.
Was it here?
It was along this stretch. I can't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were. Oh, thank you. So it's like around where these communities were.
Okay.
And it's just like in this stretch, like we could see the overpass down there.
Where's the school?
just on the other side of the overpass.
With a general idea of where Madeline was last seen, officers begin to search a nearby apartment complex for any sign of the missing child.
No cameras as of right
I
now.
can't believe that in this day and age, there's no cameras pointing on anyone.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can find.
Again, notice, and that will piss you off. If your child was missing, any one of you guys talked about that. If your dog was missing for 2 minutes, you wouldn't be able to breathe. You'd be like so overwhelmed. Her daughter is missing and she thinks someone kidnapped her. And she says, "Hello, principal. How's it going? Yeah, I'm good." No, you're not good. Your daughter's missing and she's not coming home. You even know what happened. Again, that's a clear telltale sign that she all of a sudden changed her emotions. And then next, that's ingratiation, her being super nice to the people so that they believe what she's saying. Would anybody answer their phone and say, "Hello, principal? Yeah, I'm doing fantastic"? No. All right.
Something. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Deputy Joseph appears to have better luck as he reviews surveillance footage at a church half a mile from Madeline's school, where a young girl fitting her description was captured on camera in the early morning hours.
There's like a car pulled. Yeah, he left and she walks onto property. And then she actually goes back onto property.
I guess she left.
So she's still sitting there.
And Victoria, what's the other?
What they were saying, right? She left her phone, and to me, it's like that feels intentional. You know, like I don't want to be tracked. I'm gonna try bumping it up like 10 minutes to see if she's on there. Yeah.
Oh, wait, there is a person getting out of the car.
She's gone. She's by 9.
Hopeful that Madeline's movements can be tracked, a K-9 search unit is dispatched in the intersection near the school where Madeline may have walked. The stakes are high and every second counts, but after nearly 15 minutes of searching, they've yet to pick up her trail.
I mean, if I had to guess, get out of there. If I had to guess, you probably went that way. But, ow. He dumped her off here, or he dumped her off up ahead? Okay.
And she walked this way, coming down.
So her scent's probably all over here.
And now her scent is not going to be anywhere because she didn't get off that morning anytime, and it was Monday, so she wouldn't have been there since before the weekend, you guys, right? And watch how Jen is just really calm about the dogs and talking about her daughter's scent and the body. Not only did those emotions not match, but she also, her and Stephan are almost hindering the investigation and getting in the way when they're trying to find where the last scent of Madeline Soto was. Watch what they do. I hadn't seen this footage in a while. It was all broken up, and now it's just one together. So
Here anyway. Yeah, it's a tough one. What are you telling me? No. Okay. Yeah, we can call it.
Back at the church, Deputy Joseph shares what he saw on the surveillance footage with Madeline's aunt.
It's blurry video, but it looks like a adolescent child sitting right there. And I don't see her getting into anybody's car in the video. I see her sitting on property for give or take 10 minutes and then walking off property. I don't know which way she went from there. Get more video.
Show the bridge or anything?
No.
Speculating that Madeline may have wandered away on her own, the officer asks if there's anywhere she may have gone that she wouldn't want her mother to know about.
I have no idea. We checked your phone. I didn't see any
Crazy stuff. Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
I didn't see her trying to plan anything with anyone. And I just really don't think she's the type to do it.
Just walk up and leave.
I don't see her doing that at all.
The mystery of Madeline's disappearance eludes law enforcement as a challenging night of searching meets a disappointing end. Despite their exhaustive efforts, the haunting question of where Madeline has gone and why leaves everyone grasping for answers. The following day, on February 27th, officers begin canvassing local neighborhoods, and the family makes multiple appearances and television interviews. As news about Madeline's disappearance spreads, some residents begin feeling the emotional impact.
Oh, is this about that little girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've been crying all day long.
Yeah, she's been missing since 8:30 a.m.
And I know you guys feel it. You guys already know what I'm going to say. This lady's crying. The entire Florida is upset. Now, one of these cards that I picked out here used Casey Anthony as an example. So, yeah, use Casey Anthony as an example and then ramp that up because Jen Soto she's equivalent to Casey Anthony. The only difference is she's very well medicated. She's able to control her emotions quite a bit. And as you start listening to the interview, this just gives you big key pieces of what happened that day and how everybody was, except for her. This is a big mistake. They went on the news. If you're guilty, it's a huge mistake to go on to a news station, you guys. And it's a huge mistake for the person that's been that took your daughter's life and was abusing her for so long to have them on camera in the background, cracking his knuckles, looking like he's coercing her, when really, in fact, he was making sure that their story stayed scripted and they stayed on point. All right. So let's keep going.
Why aren't there any updates? I'm looking everywhere for anybody. I kept saying to myself, I said, I'm hoping she skipped school today.
While Orange County deputies continue knocking on doors, a detective heads to Madeline's school to speak with her best friend in the hopes she may have heard from her or has information that may lead to a breakthrough.
I thought it was fishy yesterday when she didn't text me at all, because usually even if she doesn't go to school that day, she texts me like the night or the day of, like she'll wake up early just to like text me like, hey, I'm not going to school. And she didn't yesterday, but I didn't think everything of it because I thought she like, oh, she like slept in or something.
Okay. Did you ever try to call her or text her or anything?
Yes, I called her.
And no answer?
No answer.
And that's completely out of the ordinary for her.
Yeah.
According to investigators, Madeline's phone was unplugged from the charger on February 26th at 7:04 a.m. It was then powered off around 15 minutes later, which they would determine is an unusual pattern according to historical phone data. As speculation that Madeline ran away from home continues, her friend drops a shocking revelation.
She had told like when I turned 13, once I turn 13, I'm gonna leave this house and never come back.
Why 13?
Because she would always brag, because I said that I can't wait to my birthday, and she was like, are you having a birthday party? I said no, and she was like, oh, I get a whole bunch of money, like $500 something dollars. I think she was waiting to turn 13, that way she could get a whole bunch of money and go.
But where would she go?
I have no clue.
As the question of why Madeline would want to run away from home haunts the investigators, her mother, Jennifer, offers a simple explanation.
Here you go. She's going to offer a simple explanation, which is in all of these cards. Simple explanation. Just this, and this. Story done. Because mom already knows where she is. Mom knows that she had Stephan go out that morning and do what he did. Mom knows that they came back to that desk to script what happens next. Mom knows that mom got to delete her text messages, and some of those communications are gone. What Stephan didn't know at the time was all of those pictures were going to be backed up in the cloud. But he did go back to Northport to go retrieve that drive, and he didn't get all the evidence. Now, once Jen finds out from the cops that Stephan went, she starts giving her opinion on why she thinks that Stephan went, to make herself look like she had nothing to do with it. Oh, he must be going there to get rid of evidence, but she doesn't offer that up until the police say, here, this is what we know. Here are the pictures. Watch how she flips the script on all of us. And yes, guys, ladies, gentlemen, everybody, she does watch this channel, and so does her family. They've been watching this. That's why I say allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. All right, now 192 is the street where Maddie's body was dumped. It was off of 192. 192 is what Jen said. Her verbal leak, she didn't know where Maddie's body was, and yet she told the cops 192, 192, 192, and 192. All right, just like she knew that Maddie was suffocated before all of us and that she was in the trunk right out front. Now, I do believe they know, and they knew exactly what time the roommates left in the morning, and they planned it out like that. Now, Stephan Sterns was so bold as to drive back in past security with Maddie laying there, her face like this, her mouth open. He drove right past security. You're going to hear this right now. He drove right through there with a dead body, which is not a body. It was Madeline Soto, but in the way Jennifer speaks about it, she's just a body.
So this whole living in the woods thing, I have people like tromping through the woods right now on horses and ATVs and all sort of things. But has she ever mentioned that before?
The thing is, I started talking to her about World War III, just what's happening politically. And I'm like, you know, I don't know what that means for us, but we'll see what happens. But I've talked to her about World War III. So that's what I'm just saying.
How long ago was that? I mean, is that something that might have impacted her?
And that's why she said she wanted to go live in the woods.
As the detective,
You hear that? She laughed, number one, and number two, she gave a simple explanation. I could just throw these cards right now because these cards is just all in and out, this huge stack. That makes me mad. She literally laughed and was like, I told her about World War III. That's why she talked about the woods. It wasn't because she was getting abused and graped for years. No. It was because she was preparing for World War III. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Again, ingratiation of the person taking the interview. Oh my God, you guys, I can't.
Ask Jennifer for her own insights. She poses a darker theory for what may have happened to Madeline.
Based off of everything, me knowing her and knowing how she is and how tight-knit we are, like, I don't think she would run away.
You're that tight-knit,
I feel like she was taken, like, on that short walk from where she was dropped off to the school.
As investigators finish interviewing Madeline's friend, she shares one final detail that suggests a suspicious break in her usual routine. The friend shares that Madeline always preferred to be dropped off at school and had never walked her way to school from the church.
But yesterday, for some random reason, she wanted to be dropped off at the church.
I don't know if she's ever been dropped off at church before. No, she's told me.
Okay.
The unusual circumstances leave detectives scrambling for answers, and they'll soon turn to Stephan and Jennifer to fill in the blanks.
All right, and Jen's gonna fill in the blanks, all right, you guys. And whenever Stephan's in the room, she's the one that fills in most of the blanks. When Stephan starts to interject or talk, she shuts him up right away, and it's almost like she gets upset. Now, alien babies, that makes me mad too, and I wonder why the cops didn't pick up on a lot of things she said, because if they were so tight-knit, how did she not see those thousands of photos on Stephan's phone and the communications between Maddie and Stephan? She knew how to get to deleted messages after they were put into the trash. She knows, you guys. It's going to get even worse. It gets even worse.
As officers continue canvassing, a second night falls with no valuable leads. By now, Madeline has been missing for over 48 hours. K9 Wyatt returns for a second attempt at locating her trail. This time, beginning at Madeline's residence, where Stephan and Jennifer are waiting.
We're going to pull one more, and then we're going to have the dog sniff it out again and see if we can get another track going.
Can I get just like the last outfit she was wearing?
Has it been like with other clothes and all that, like your clothes?
It got mixed in with clean clothes and dirty clothes.
Is it other people's dirty clothes or is it her dirty clothes?
But do you see how they're trying to get clothes, you guys? This is a dead red flag and a dead stop right here. They're asking for Madeline's clothes to have the night before. I'm about to explode on this freaking camera. They just asked her for clothes that she wore the night before, and she tried to stop that, knowing that they were going to track the body. She did not want them to find the body yet. She wasn't prepared for that to happen, because right after that happened, Stephan was arrested and everything kept crumbling. She wasn't prepared for them to find the body, you guys. She, at the get-go, right out the gate, tells them, no, it's mixed with the clothes. No, it's with other people's stuff. And as a matter of fact, they do. They throw Stephan's underwear and other shit on top. He was doing laundry. Why would his boxers, dirty boxers, be on top of Madeline's stuff mixed up unless he threw it afterwards? That makes no sense at all. She's trying to deter it already. She's trying to deflect where Maddie's body is by not telling her, look, it's other people's dirty clothes, or is it hers? No, they're all mixed up. You don't have anything. End of story.
What about like a pillow that she likes to sleep with?
Underwear is I mean, all that stuff works.
Yeah, but you slept on the pillow this morning.
No,
You see?
I snuggled with a pillow.
They settle.
Did you hear that? Oh no, the pillow, or he offered up the pillow so they can get her scent, and then she shuts him down and says, no, but you laid with the pillow this morning right after. Oh yeah, that's right, I snuggled with it. Listen, I'm gonna play this one more time. I know you heard that. Everything that when people try to find her daughter, she takes it away and says no. Watch, listen up.
Been missing for over 48 hours. K9 Wyatt returns for a second attempt at locating her trail, this time beginning at Madeline's residence where Stephan and Jennifer are waiting.
Listen.
We're going to pull one more and then we're going to have the dog sniff it out again and see if we can get another track going.
Can I get you like the last outfit you're wearing?
Has it been like with other clothes and all that, like your clothes?
Everything.
Is it other people's dirty clothes or is it her just hers? Is her
What about
underwear?
like a pillow that she likes to sleep with?
Underwear is that, I mean, all that stuff works.
Yeah, but you slept on the pillow this morning.
No,
Yeah, but you-
that's not a pillow.
They settle on
How
using
the
a
fuck
pair of
did
her
she know that? How did she know that she slept with the pillow this morning? Did you hear that? She just shut him down. And that is a bit creepy that he snuggled with her pillow this morning, particularly. Absolutely ridiculous. Had my deposition today. Our hero, Thomas Karras. And if you're not the right Thomas Karras, you're still my hero because your name is Thomas Karras. Every time she shuts him down, and I'll point it out when she does.
underwear from the bathroom, and the search begins. However, Stephan's curiosity will soon create an unexpected barrier to their efforts.
I'm gonna be going like right where you guys are. Yeah.
Yes.
You guys can go inside if you want, because then I just don't want him trying to track you guys. Yeah.
Out of the way.
He's a pretty cute little guy. Just as long as everybody's inside. I'm not gonna go inside. I'm just gonna start at the front door. He's trying to open the door. Oh god, he opened the door. Sorry. He knows how to open doors.
After only a few minutes of searching, Stephan is seen lingering just around the corner, leading to frustration with the K9's handler.
No, sorry. He backtracks a lot, so he kind of just circles.
Yeah.
After being told that it's distracting.
Unfortunately, no critical evidence was found in the second K9 search, and concerns around Madeline's whereabouts continued to escalate. By Friday, March 1st, 5 days after she first disappeared, Madeline is still nowhere to be found.
See, we haven't seen all this laid out in one go because we've been getting it in bits and pieces, and that's it. Yeah. Shout out to Thomas Karras, the man, our real hero here, and the call-in tip. He just took deposition today. Fantastic. All right. I love it. More lies.
Jennifer and Stephan have been interviewed multiple times, but inconsistencies in their accounts and shocking new evidence have thrown the case in a chilling new direction. As investigators meet with Jennifer to revisit their previous interviews, an intricate web of lies begins to unravel.
You want me to go through the whole timeline?
Yeah, we'll start with Sunday. They could do Sunday.
Sunday birthday party. She spent the whole day at my mom's house. They celebrated with the whole family. I was at work. I just started a new job last week or the week before. She had the best day. She was so happy when I got home and I saw her.
That was not a cut of the clip, you guys. She literally did say, and then the next day we did the, she did not. That was not a clip, all right? And that's why Grish threw a bunch of paper towels at her because she was not even really crying, okay? So if you didn't know, if you don't know, now you know.
At my house around 8:30 that night. I wasn't home.
Look, script,
she got dropped off alone.
Script.
About 10 to 15 minutes later, Stephan showed up.
At your house in Kissimmee.
At my house in Kissimmee, he called me. Or he texted me. I don't know where. But
make sure she goes to
he
bed.
He was there.
Okay.
And then she was getting ready for bed. She was doing her routine.
Stephan previously explained to detectives that he doesn't live with Jennifer full-time, but rather splits his time between her house in Kissimmee and his parents' home in Northport, Florida, nearly 150 miles away.
And what does your time splitting look like? Are you here for days, weeks, months, something else?
Weeks.
Weeks at a time, yeah.
And so, I guess, when did you arrive this block of time that you were here?
Day before yesterday, actually.
So, Saturday?
Yeah.
I think. So you got here Saturday night.
This is inconsistent with what Jennifer just told detectives,
Came on
claiming
Sunday.
Stephan arrived after her birthday party, which took place on Sunday night. However, even this timeline contradicts one of her earlier interviews,
No,
in
you're
which
good.
Jennifer
Thank
struggled
you.
to remember
Appreciate you.
exactly what day he made it into town.
How long has he been here?
Thank you.
Or when did he arrive, rather, this time?
I can't remember if he arrived Saturday or Sunday morning.
These are only the beginning.
How could you not remember that, folks? I think she literally just changed her story because Stephan said he came Saturday night, and their scripting was off in this. We clearly know a bunch. When your daughter is missing, how could you not know exactly what happened every down to the minute? Now she's changing her story to match to his. Yeah, lying potato. And in my opinion, that script came from Jen Soto. She's the one that said, "This is what we're gonna say. Here we go." Oh my God. And I do believe that her blood appointment thing was just a distraction that morning.
Of a string of contradictions that will soon raise major red flags. As Stephan's questioning continues, he's asked to describe how Madeline was acting following her birthday party on Sunday night.
She was just happy. She was very happy.
She was just happy.
Everyone was happy.
Everyone was
That's
happy.
not out of the ordinary. I can't remember anything particular that happened.
Jennifer continues to explain what happened just after she returned from work and the reason behind her decision to break routine and have Stephan take Matt.
Thomas Karras is the one that not only see something, say something, but see something, do something. Thomas Karras is the one that called into police officers that Stephan Sterns was on the side of the road with a flat tire, guys. And that's how they found Madeline Soto's body. Not the body, but Madeline Soto's body. So when we think that it was an angel, it was an angel. But Thomas Karras prompted that. Yeah, Thomas, I absolutely think the blood appointment was a convenient cover up so they can keep moving in and out, washing stuff, turning the laundry over, but all that stuff. She was up. She knew exactly what happened. All right, let's keep going.
Madeline to school the following morning.
I got home around 10:30. I started getting ready for bed myself. I started eating and taking my meds. I have to take meds. When I went to take my meds, I realized, oh my God, I forgot to take my Saturday night's meds, which is why I felt so weird and so abnormal and not myself Sunday while I was at work. Everyone at work noticed I was acting different and not being myself. Like I couldn't.
You think she acted different, folks, because something happened when she called Stephan Sterns? Hurry up and get down here. Do you think that? Do you think that? I didn't even realize that before. She's already scripting for how the coworkers would say that she was acting on Sunday when she knew that was the last time that she had seen her daughter. What do you think about that now? And yes, thank you for letting me know. Breaking news, ASAP Rocky found not guilty. That's good news for me because number one, I didn't think he was guilty. Number two, I kind of like the guy. Number three, they only offered him 180 days, and then he was looking at 24 years. And number three, I like Rihanna. So who wants Rihanna's baby daddy to get locked up? Not me. All right, let's keep going. She's already started scripting her story about, an excuse for everything. In case they went and talked to her coworkers and said, yeah, Jen was acting really freaking weird that day, guys. She was waking up from foggy benzos, meds. Come on, man. This lady.
I didn't smile in front of the guests. I felt this wave of depression that I haven't felt in years. It was my bipolar symptoms coming up again that I've been medicating myself for all this time. I sent them to sleep upstairs in the guest bedroom so that I could get a good night's sleep.
This disturbing admission further stressed the concerns detectives have had since Jennifer's initial interview, when she'd first explained their unusual sleeping arrangements at home.
Is it normal for both of them to sleep in the same room?
Sometimes when I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs. But when also a lot of times,
thank you,
we will sleep together in the king size bed, all three of us. Or sometimes Stephan will go upstairs and our bed alone.
We know.
So it just really depends on what's going on that night with our schedules and what we're doing.
Okay, where were you sleeping?
Downstairs in the king size bed.
Okay, is it just you two here? Well, you guys have a roommate, right?
We have two roommates.
So what rooms do you guys use? The room downstairs, the master bedroom downstairs, and room number 4.
The house would later be thoroughly searched, and what
And again, I'm going to bring up the non-identifying things in room number 4, the quadruple locks in room number 4, and then what Jen's saying about, no, I only sometimes I let them, but pictures say something different because he was in fact abusing her over and over and over. Where was she then if you didn't let her? Was it in the middle of the day? Nobody was home? I don't think so. It was the nights where she let her go into the room with him. And then other times had to be when people weren't home because they got identifying markers in her room when he was abusing her, when she was all zonked out, like he calls it.
investigators would uncover would leave detectives reeling. As Jennifer continues, she elaborates on how the concerning sleeping arrangements first originated.
The living situation with them, I'll be honest, seems weird. It's weird to me. She's got a bedroom downstairs. What's kind of the mindset or the thought process, the communication you've had with Stephan about, she's not going to sleep in her bed, but you guys are going to go sleep in the guest bedroom?
It wasn't until June that he got his own bedroom and I sent him upstairs. That's where the requests for sleepover started.
Okay.
And I kept telling her, no. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that. They really wanted to watch something and I was really tired. And I said, okay, fine. Go ahead, but this can't happen often.
You know why it can't happen often, folks? Because her biggest fear was the Woody Allen situation, and that Stephan and her daughter that was only 13, 12 at the time would fall in love with her, even though it's non-consensual, everybody. We can't have that happening, right? That's her biggest fear.
I've never gone upstairs and sleep with him. But honestly, I think I can count on one hand how many times that's happened, and it has been many times that I've allowed her to have a supper party with him, to be alone in a bed with him.
The sleeping arrangements leave detectives seemingly uneasy, but with finding Madeline still the main priority, investigators ask Stephan to piece together the events of the following morning.
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there, which is an early start for us, but we had talked about getting McDonald's breakfast beforehand, so we wanted to make good time.
Now, we know this guy is all full of lies, but here's the problem. He's full of lies, and Jen corroborates everything he says. Everything she says, everything he says, she backs it up 110%, except for the missing clothes that they couldn't find because she didn't want them to look for those clothes. Now, we know Stephan lied about everything, but it's a problem when your girlfriend / ex-girlfriend is telling the cops, yeah, that happened. Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, he was going to take her for a special breakfast. No, he took her life in the middle of the night, needed to get her body out. He dumped all her shit. You helped him, and then he had to get rid of the body because he got a flat tire. Thank you, Sharon, for the 9-month membership. That's a long time. Appreciate it.
Time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30ish, 7:45ish, maybe.
However, when Natalie, who lived in the house as one of Jennifer's 2 roommates, was asked if she saw the 2 of them getting ready in the morning, her answer seemed to contradict Stephan's account.
Did you see them at all Monday morning?
By the time I was leaving Monday, no, I think I was leaving too early. I leave like around 7:45. I typically don't see them.
Which probably gone before they even got up, maybe.
See, she leaves around 7:45. So listen up here, folks. She leaves that time. Stephan left right before that. So he headed out of the house at 7, like he told the cops, and like the police saw on camera. He knew exactly, and Jen Soto knew exactly when they left. And that's why they did it just a little bit before so they wouldn't run into it. All right. Do you know how hard it is to carry it? Absolutely. And to carry it through your room and one of the Crocs missing that was in your room and the other in the trash can? Wow, man.
Okay, gotcha. If Natalie's recollection is correct, she would likely have seen Stephan, as they both claim to have left the house at the same time. The timeline is even more muddied by a written statement to the police, in which Jennifer claims she physically saw Madeline getting ready around 8 a.m. Confusion over the truth is compounded as her story continues to change.
between your initial statement to the police, a lot of things have changed. The initial statement to the police was you watched her get dressed, you watched her leave, you knew exactly what she was wearing.
Can I tell you
Absolutely.
my thought process on that, or where I came from with that?
Okay, listen up. First of all, she's going to give her thought process on this. So here comes many unusual details. Here comes the assessing stories. Here comes the minimizing verbs. Here comes the leakage. Here comes the reticence. Here comes the changing tenses. Here comes the ingratiation. Here comes a lot of things. All right. Forever True. Thank you so much for the $4 pound. All right. Watch these cards fly at you as she does all of this. Yeah, truth doesn't change, and the officers know it because they're gonna ream her in a bit. Yeah, she's gonna backtrack and she's gonna give her version of events. And by the way, there's no card in here to talk about psychics. Many people, they should have a card that say psychics. You're a psychic because you knew exactly what happened to that missing person. You knew exactly, but you weren't there. Wow.
I was handed this form, and I'm like, where do I start? What do I write? And somebody said, tell them what you saw. And so I started with I saw.
And
then I wrote out what I wrote out.
Oh my God.
But it wasn't until later I was like, wait, I didn't see her. I assumed that I saw her. I assumed that I heard her, but I didn't. In reality, I didn't see her. I only saw him. And I heard something in the kitchen, but I don't know who that was.
Despite the inconsistencies, investigators move on to what happened after Stephan and Madeline allegedly left for school.
She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing until we got there. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school.
How is it a phase? Stephan Sterns wasn't there for a whole month and he had never taken her to school according. This is just part of the scripted talk. Now I know. I was wondering about this. Now the dog leash, I absolutely know why Stephan Sterns went back in for the dog leash because we see the dog leash in evidence in the pictures in the car. It's because he was, verbal leakage, right? She was dead asleep. That's a bad one, you guys. Now, we already know Stephan Sterns lies about everything, but we're going to listen to his lies and listen to hers. And I do think she came up with the scripting and told him what to say based on the story. All right.
I get it. It's an image thing. I said, okay, let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where we're supposed to go, and she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. Find out later that she forgot her.
You hear those unusual details, folks? She was moving around and rummaging while she was making her way down the street. So we can use these cards for Stephan Sterns as well. It's very frustrating. Yeah, very, very frustrating. Moving, rummaging as she was making her way down there. Yeah, I absolutely, man. Though she was the brains of it. And it's not even a plan. It was a scripted story that changed once Maddie's life was taken. They had to improvise, and then they had to improvise again when he got a flat tire because Thomas called it in and said, this creepy looking mofo with these black eyes, man, he's out there changing the tire, but he looks super sus. And there you go. Maddie's body's found. Justice for Maddie. Jesus, please. Jen, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. You guys do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and get a membership if you can. We have members only content coming up next week. Today we're covering the Madeline Soto case, day 2 of 6 until her remembrance get together at St. Cloud Park. All right, thank you, Synth, for the one guilty of crime membership.
Her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. Looked like any other day.
And you said that that's typical of her to walk that distance?
Yeah, she likes the morning walks when it's cool.
How do you know that?
And she will sometimes like to hang out and wait for her friends. She's known to do that.
His statement seems to have raised suspicions with investigators, as Madeline's friend informs them that it isn't typical for her to be dropped off anywhere but in front of the school. Stephan also claims to have dropped her off between 8:20 and 8:40 a.m. But when confronted with what detectives saw on local street cameras, Stephan makes an abrupt change to his story.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8?
So she didn't have her, Edith, you're right. She didn't have her phone. She didn't have her backpack. She was missing a flip-flop. She was wearing jeans instead of black shorts. None of that happened. That's why none of that happened. All right. But the story came from Jen, in my opinion, and they kept it on script from that time on.
8:10. So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
I had forgotten something. I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had gone back to the house real quick after we left. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was the wrong time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times. I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
So yes, we'd gone out.
How far did you get before you came back down when you realized you forgot your clicker?
Nearly all the way to the school.
So you guys came back here to get your clicker?
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in
Correct.
here with her in the car?
Yes, with her in the passenger seat,
Okay.
yes.
Footage from the
Now, she sure was in the passenger seat, folks, but that definitely backfired on him because officers know what a sleeping little girl looks like versus one that's no longer alive. Now, that gate guy didn't notice that at all. He just said she was in the passenger seat with her head turned to the side. You'll listen to that right now. The guard actually, no, he did bust him about the clicker, but Stephan got caught in a whole bunch of lies. And when Jen got caught in lies, she just improvised the story and said she forgot. She didn't know. That's what she was thinking. She totally just improvised everything.
The apartment shows Stephan pulling up to the complex trash compactor at 7:35 a.m. in his silver sedan. He's wearing a red-colored shirt as he throws a trash bag inside the compactor and pulls away. A female believed to be Madeline is visible in the front passenger seat, appearing slightly slumped over.
You got that
They
right.
leave and return to the apartment at 8:19 a.m., where Stephan appears to speak briefly with a security guard. Madeline still appears to be in the front passenger seat. The security guard was later interviewed, but his account burns another hole in Stephan's story.
Do you remember a resident coming through in a silver Lincoln sedan?
I do remember, but not his face. I talked to him. He showed me his little clicker, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm clicking, it's not working." And then I went and I clicked the button. He went inside, and I just remember there was a woman like sleeping beside him with a green shirt.
If Stephan already had
He saw the green hoodie. Everybody noticed the green hoodie. And Millie, my girl, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. She was making excuses all along, not even about Maddie. When she sees the pictures, we're going to get to that soon. She's going to see the pictures. It's not going to phase her. And then right in this same episode, she asks if she could press charges later. And she says, well, can I think about it? Not only does she say that, but she asks twice. All right. So later she knew everything was part of the unaliving. Arrest Jennifer Soto now. Gringo says, did the police find evidence of death in the passenger seat? That's a good question. They haven't talked about any of that. I'm sure they did. We just have not got to see much more evidence. So thank you for the $2 super chat. That's all going to come out. I guarantee it is. I wonder what other evidence that they found and how they're going to lay it out for us, you guys. I'm going to bet you that there's missing texts between Jennifer Soto and Stephan Sterns in the timeline.
his gate clicker, his reason for returning to the complex falls apart, leaving investigators to question what else he may have lied about. They determine the trash compactor needs a closer look and begin the process of gathering a warrant to search its contents. Meanwhile, with more questions than answers, Stephan continues to explain what happened next after he returned to the area near the church and dropped Madeline off.
What did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so I ended up going back home. Waited about an hour or so and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there and came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was probably right around 10, close to it. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
Boy.
Okay. You said the first time that you hung out with a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was there when you got here at
Yes.
10? Okay.
I think so. She might have been at her blood appointment. Let me double check.
It's okay. We don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she might have been.
Did you hear that? He wanted to ask Jen Soto, guys, since they're the ones that scripted the story together. And Jen said, "Stop making yourself look guilty, idiot. You're making yourself look like a suspect. You're already the last person to see her." We're going to hear that. She concocted all of that, in my opinion. And he just asked the cop. This is the first time I noticed it. He asked the cop to ask her so he can ask Jen what time so she can corroborate that story, you guys. Did you hear that? I hope you heard that. Thank you so much, Bree, for the $2 super sticker. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness. He's looking to Jen for the story.
Been here. She might have not have been here
I
the first time.
believe she was here because she was sleeping in as much as she possibly could because she's been messed up within her work schedule. So she had to be here.
Oh, yeah?
She didn't want to sleep in.
With Stephan struggling to remember whether or not Jennifer was home when he arrived back at the apartment,
Let me ask
investigators turned to Jennifer herself for confirmation.
When Stephan called me around 10:18 in the morning, I had stepped out to go get blood work done. And he had just let me know that he just got back home from running a few errands. I asked, "Did you guys ever just stop at McDonald's?" And he said, "No, she changed her mind." He tried convincing her a few times, but she...
I mean, do you hear how dead on, no pun intended, that Jennifer Soto was being with this story and what Stephan says? I believe the only way Jen Soto would have known this detail for detail with all of those pills she was taking. And remember, she went to bed at 30 minutes after her daughter got home and slept all through the morning, according to her story. How did she know this story? What time Stephan did what, where he was going, how he was going? Scripted, and as a matter of fact, manufactured, in my opinion, by Jen Soto. Jay, keep rising, girl. You know I love the crime crew. Arrest Jen Soto now. Put this crazy under the jail. Thank you, Jack Stormo, and thank you for being a member for 8 months. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, let's keep going. Listen to her now in her stories.
Did not want McDonald's anymore.
What time did you leave the house yesterday in the morning? Or what time did you step out, rather?
I'm going to say around 9:30.
Yeah,
You left around 9:30. And then Stephan called you around 10 to say he got home?
Yeah.
Though Stephan claims he spent time with Jennifer before leaving for the vape store a second time, Jennifer's account suggests she wasn't home until after he returned. As confusion builds over the timeline, detectives review security footage from the street cameras and notice a flaw in Stephan's story.
Did you go anywhere else after the smoke shop?
Oh, no.
No.
I don't think I went anywhere specific. I was just driving probably in the direction of home. But I don't remember stopping anywhere specifically.
And you were there for 5 to 10 minutes?
Roundabout, I think.
Okay, so like let's say you drop her off at 8:40. We don't see her car coming.
Okay, I now have a theory, you guys, after listening to this for a 100th time. Listen up, folks. He had to get Maddie's body out of that house. Bottom line, Jen Soto, Stephan Sterns knew when those roommates were going to work. So here's what they had not concocted a plan yet, guys. I believe that Maddie's life was taken between, I'm going to guess, between like 2 and 4 in the morning. I'm telling you, I think it was in the early morning of the next day. I don't think it was the night before. I think it happened maybe around the time where the roommates heard this. Okay, so they concocted that story and they had to get her out of that damn house, and they had to have Stephan knew that he was going to be on cameras to see her leaving the school, and as soon as he knew that all the roommates had cleared out, he came back. He went to the hotel, put Maddie in the trunk, came back and talked to Jen. They both sat at that desk. They even said they sat there and they chatted together. They sat at the computer, chatted. He reset his phone. I mean, he updated. I mean, reset. That's what Jen said. They concocted that story. Stephan Sterns went back out and went to go. And Jen knew that Maddie was in the trunk, so she leaked that. All right, she's in the trunk because he moved her from the hotel at 9:30. Came back to the house. They got their story straight. He went back out to go dump the body, but then he freaking got a flat tire. But he was heading out to either Lake Lizzie or Alligator Lake. Jen told him where to go in St. Cloud. I don't doubt that at all. You're going to hear this verbal leakage in this story when she tells it. The officer didn't even say anything about it, and she brought it up. She brings it up. Like, they said something about it, but they didn't ask her, would you know anywhere in St. Cloud? And she's, I have no idea why he'd be in St. Cloud. He didn't know anybody there. She tells on herself. All right, listen up. This is why he went home. He wasn't ready to get rid of her body, but he needed her out of the house.
Coming back south until 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing between 8:40 and 10 o'clock?
Cruising around a little bit.
Driving
Okay,
around?
but I asked you earlier, you know, like what you were doing, and you said you were there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you came back home.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It was just a normal day. I didn't have anything important to do. The smoke shop was supposed to open soon, so I made my way over there.
I made my
Wasn't
way
any
over
particular rush though.
Okay, but can you help me explain to them, because I don't know the explanation or the answer to
that. Sounds like verbal leakage right there. I didn't have any particular rush though. I mean, he already knows, and we know what he did that time, so we know. Thank you, Gringa, for becoming a member of YouTube, the Crime Crew, baby. Welcome. And then another 5 memberships. You guys get your comments in, like, share, subscribe, so you can get a membership. Yeah, the way he speaks is so dumb. Somebody said, but chat's flying. He sounds like he's chewing root beer marbles, root beer flavored marbles.
this question, okay? So can you help me explain to them why there's such a delay in the time?
No.
With Stephan unable to provide an answer, more surveillance footage will need to be reviewed to track his movements. Meanwhile, a
He didn't
suspicious
catch
act
him in a
by
lie.
Stephan raises serious alarms for investigators.
I left my phone at home in the morning too. I was so busy riding herd over to get us out the door on time that I left my phone.
Carrying
She
her
left
body.
her phone. We
Okay.
both left our phones.
Did you have your phone when you went to the smoke shop?
Not the first time after I dropped her off. I was still without it. I got my phone and went back to the smoke shop.
Okay.
Later when I got home.
And then I also noticed, I was checking your call history. I noticed that you don't have anything before this morning. Is that unusual on your phone?
No, it's a new phone. Stupid. I went to do an update yesterday morning, and I don't know what the, pardon me. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone and lose all of my contacts, all my information.
Jennifer also corroborates this story as she explains the moment the supposed accident took place.
All right, y'all, if anybody's in chat putting comments like, this is old news, what are you saying? What's the new news? There's nothing new on Maddie. Why are you bringing this up? Well, you missed part of the context, right? Maddie's Remembrance is this Saturday. Every day of this week, I devoted to one episode of Madeline Soto coverage so you guys could know what's happened from start to finish and big pieces of the story coming at you at once with now what we know. So we're honoring Maddie and talking about the case all week long. So if you're not finding new information in here, I'm sorry, but you don't gotta. I'll time you out if you say stupid comments like that, which I just did. All right, let's keep going.
Place.
And I said, how the hell does that happen? That gives you options now when you reset your phone. He goes, yeah, apparently I wasn't paying attention and I just pressed the button.
Well, it's all new content. It's nothing that I've played on the channel ever before. So this every day of the week, I'm picking an episode that somebody else did, reacting to it, and I'm bringing that to you guys, and then you're getting my take on it. It is all new. You're absolutely right. It's all new. It's not new information in the case. It's my take on the new information and the new footage that I've got on the case. All right. So why are you in my chat leaving comments like that if you don't want to see my take on it? Go bye-bye. All right, let's go. Yes, exactly. It's in remembrance of Madeline. And I have so much more to cover, but we're doing Madeline Soto. I'd love to cover the cult people. What is it called? Zazian cult in the Bay Area. That's right next to me. It's transgender cult members, but I can't do it because I'm covering the Madeline Soto in remembrance. So yes, let's go. Yeah, like why even say that?
But it happened. And I said, oh, that's unfortunate. That sucks.
When asked, Stephan voluntarily hands over his phone. and investigators begin a forensic download to determine its contents. They uncover that at 12:12 p.m. on February 26th, the phone was factory reset by manually navigating to the device's settings, and that it had nothing to do with a system update. They also discovered that a password must be entered and that it's unlikely, if not impossible, to be done by accident.
Thank you.
In the meantime, Jennifer explains that Stephan had an intense reaction to leaving his phone in the hands of the police.
So earlier that day, I think Detective Hunt came, or somebody came, and asked Stephan for his cell phone.
No.
If he would willingly give it up so that they can look at it, or if they would need a warrant. And I remember him saying, should I have asked a warrant? Should I have?
Okay, there you go. So this piece of information can and it will be used when the judge goes to decide if they're going to use that motion to kick out the evidence. Right then and there, it tells you that Stephan Sterns gave up his phone. There you go. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Sharon. I can't help it sometimes. I love putting trolls on blast. All right. Especially when we're covering the case of a little girl that was raped for years and then her life taken. Now, listen up. Jen Soto said it right there. Stephan Sterns gave the phone over, and he gave it without a warrant. But he didn't bitch to the officers. He only bitched to his girlfriend, folks. Mickey Mouse bitched about his phone to his girlfriend. That's what she's saying right there. All right. And now this is where a lot of take what she's saying and look at it in a different context. It's her telling Stephan what to do.
And I'm like, no, if you got nothing to hide, give him your phone.
Give me your fucking phone.
I think we hung out in my house for a little bit, and then when you guys came in the evening, and you guys told us to wait outside, and we waited in my car, he started getting very anxious and very panicky, going, I want my phone back. I want my phone back. And I said, listen, at this point, it's their phone. It's theirs forever. I don't give a We will buy you a new phone. It doesn't matter anymore. Whatever they need, they need. Like, let them look at it.
No, she already knew that they sat down there and they erased stuff, folks. So what she's telling him is she's saying, give him your fucking phone. You're making yourself look suspicious. You're getting anxious and you're making yourself look dumb. You're the prime suspect in this. You were the last person. Shut your mouth. Stop doing that, idiot. We'll get you another phone. We already deleted it twice. What is wrong with you? That's what she's saying right there. Thank you, Gemini. I appreciate you. That's exactly what she's saying. We'll buy a new phone. Give it. You're making yourself, they're going to look at you even harder. You're going to get arrested. Shut your mouth. We sat there and we did it. Stop. Yes, we'll buy you a new phone. She thinks it's erased. She thinks that they did a hard reset twice and it's gone. And she also handpicked her phone and was able to delete things herself. So no sweat. Shut your mouth, dude.
And he's like, I just want my phone back. And I'm just like, are you trying to make yourself more suspicious? Because, like,
you are.
If you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious. Like, what are you doing?
Right? Why do you want
What they would later discover hidden in the data would shock investigators and completely change the course of the case. Meanwhile, as Stephan's account of the day continues, he explains that he left the apartment once again around 12:30 in the afternoon.
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to both go pick up. So I was visiting some card shops around the area on 192.
Now, do you think that's really why she was calling him, to see when he was going to get back, or to call him to see if he had already dumped the body? I'm pretty sure she was calling him to see if he had dumped the body. I'm sure she left those calls on the phone so that she can say and corroborate this story that she was calling him to find out. Now, she is defending him every time. If you look at this context in a different light, when you can see it all straight through, you can see what she's doing there. You can see what's happening clearly. And if you can't, that's your problem.
I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release, and I was seeing what the situation was.
Yes.
Jennifer describes Stephan as an avid gamer who collects figurines, trading cards, and retro toys such as Tamagotchis.
Do you remember what places you visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192. But I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Between the factory phone reset and now the flat tire, the suspicious circumstances keep adding up. Jennifer continues, explaining what happened as the time approached to pick up Madeline from school.
2:30 rolls around, and I'm already calling Stephan.
Listen up. Listen.
He's not picking up his phone. About 10 minutes later, I get a phone call from him going, I just got back home. I left my phone home again. I'm so sorry.
There she
How
is.
long ago did you leave?
Corroborate
And
the
I said, about
story.
10 minutes ago. He goes, I'm so sorry. I missed it. I really wanted to go with you. And I'm just like, it's fine.
Investigators attempt to pinpoint where the tire change occurred, but once again, Stephan seems to struggle with his memory.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on 192. I pulled into
Again, he's going to talk about 192, and he's going to talk about how he didn't know the area. He didn't know where to go. He didn't know what was what. He didn't know when anything opened. And then here comes Thomas Karras seeing this weirdo pervert with a blown out tire, hence Maddie's body.
one of those plazas somewhere.
Do you remember the name of the plaza by any chance?
Though investigators were unaware at the time, Stephan's flat tire would eventually be the key to a massive breakthrough in the search for Madeline.
Yes, it
Meanwhile,
would.
Jennifer explained she went to the school to pick up Madeline, and more inconsistencies come
Yes,
up.
this
410 rolls around, and she's still not out, or 409. And then at this point, I'm feeling the pressure from the cars behind me. I'm like, oh.
Also, when you use weird numbers like that, all right, use weird numbers and you say, oh, it wasn't 410, it was 409 or 407. There's clear there's clear deception there. Okay, their old stream and missing John Wild, her own opinions. Yes, own opinions, my own opinions on my channel, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and get a membership if you can. Thank you, I appreciate you guys. All right, she leaves 2 hours before. I mean, she literally is corroborating everything back and forth. And yes, you guys, these are my own opinions in my own brain. There's no AI on this screen. Yeah, trolls get it one way. I'm already throwing this. I got the troll spray. Don't worry about that. Don't you worry.
Okay, they're all full. They're all waiting for me to leave, and she's not here yet. So I take off, and I'm thinking, maybe I missed her. Maybe I forgot to tell her I was picking her up from school today, because I don't know if she knew that I wasn't working. So I left, thinking maybe she walked.
Hey,
that's pretty close to school. Let me go drive back down and wait along the path she would walk.
I'm not a robot.
And I parked and I waited. Maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. She still wasn't there, and I looked at the time and I'm like, okay, she should be back at my mom's office by now. Maybe she took a different path and I didn't see her. She's still not here. And I'm like, that's really strange. And I think at this point I call Stephan and I tell him she didn't make it. She's absent today. There's no attendance of her at all today.
Later that evening, Jennifer, Stephan, and concerned family members met with police to report Madeline missing. Detectives noted several discrepancies in Jennifer and Stephan's accounts. Jennifer initially claimed she saw Madeline getting ready for school, later saying she only heard her.
Yes.
Curiously, she'd corrected Stephan on what Madeline was wearing earlier, despite initial statements that she never saw her.
Again, that's a huge red flag that we saw, right? But now I realize why she said that. She didn't want them finding her body right away, and she said it twice. All right, that was a good one, Muji. It's not AI, it's JAI. Perfect. I love it. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, the interviews speak a volume, but that's what I think, because she kept insisting that she knew what she was wearing. And then, yeah, the whole Botox thing, an appointment canceled, last moment not canceled. She would not be able to pick her up from school. Okay, we.
White Crocs.
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
Black shorts? Okay.
Additionally, a review of cameras near where Stephan supposedly left Madeline doesn't show his car in the area, and cameras capture him moving in the opposite direction at the time he was supposedly dropping her off at school.
Idiot.
A license plate reader also captured Stephan 9 miles away in St. Cloud at the time he was supposedly heading toward House Rules Games in Kissimmee, where he disappears from cameras for approximately 54 minutes. With suspicious circumstances surrounding Madeline's disappearance, police prohibit Stephan and Jennifer from re-entering their apartment on the night of February 27th, 1 day following Madeline's disappearance. Jennifer's reaction to the news was far from what investigators expected.
I think at this point, when I noticed that forensics was locking down the house and you guys said we couldn't come back, I told him to call his dad because I had a feeling y'all knew something.
Okay, listen up. She's literally telling the officers, and they're going to call her out. She's saying when they called forensics, she knew something was going to happen, and she asked Stephan, or she called Stephan's dad because they needed to get him a lawyer. Now, even though she's sitting there telling you guys and telling the officers that she is talking to forensic and calling dad, she knew they were tracking the phone. So she's telling them like, hey, yeah, I told him that. I completely trusted him. I believed him. Now, we're going to talk about the Pinky Winky soon and his little pink mark. I got to correct this guy here because he says he has a black mark on his Pinky Winky, but it's really a pink mark. All right. And it's not AI, it's JAI. Spell it right, mofos. I'm not a robot. We need to do a shirt like that.
And it was going to come down on him. And I'm just like, they're focusing on the wrong person. They have the wrong person. In my head, I'm convinced you guys are just.
No, homie.
That you have the wrong person. I started saying to him, like, I think they're focusing in on you. Like, you need to call your dad, and I think we need to get you a lawyer.
We need to get you a lawyer.
He needs a lawyer.
He didn't believe me. Like, when I told him, like, don't you see forensics is closing down the house? They know something, or there's something, like, they know something. Something's happening. They wouldn't be locking down the house this way if they didn't have suspicions of something.
On the night of February 27th, after the police seized Stephan's phone in their apartment, they booked a hotel with Stephan's dad, Chris, a retired Orange County police deputy. Chris will soon speak with police, sharing his own fears and suspicions about his son. Meanwhile, the following morning, Stephan's sudden absence.
I mean, she's telling us, guys, and even the officer is going to school her soon and say, how could you do this? But she just plays dumb, and she says, well, I completely trusted him. It's why I told him to get a lawyer. And then all of a sudden, she starts talking normal again, and she acts upset. But really, she's flipping the script on Stephan, and she's like, you're an idiot. You got yourself caught, dumbass. That's your problem. You acted suspicious. You got caught in the lies. You did this. You left those damn pictures on your phone. You didn't delete them right. You're a dummy. Get out of here. I'm going to tell on you now. Freaking A, man. This lady.
Absence from the hotel doesn't go unnoticed.
The following morning, I wake up, I think around 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And
no, you got
Stephan's
that
out there.
Okay, so let me correct that real quick. So the only interview that has immunity is the one that she did with the lawyer. The other ones aren't immunity. It's the backwards. Think of it like this. Jen Soto was the queen for the day. One day, one interview. So if she would have told them in that interview, listen, Thomas, had she been in that one interview, queen for the day, and she said, hey, I know where Stephan put the gun because that was what was used. He put it in the backyard. Or I know Stephan dumped her body on 192. As long as she's telling the truth, then she gets immunity. So you've got that part backwards. And I only know because I've listened and talked to Duty Ron about it and a bunch of other people. So it's backwards.
And I remember thinking, he left again without his phone and didn't tell anyone where he was going. That's suspicious again. Why is he trying to?
Well, we took his phone, so he got a new phone.
He didn't get the new phone until later that day, where his dad woke up, came to our hotel room, and then handed him a phone. But he rolled in around 11:15.
Thank you.
Rolled in with a cup of Wawa. I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I was just driving around. I grabbed some Wawa on 182 and got lost. I didn't know how to get back to the hotel. But I'm here now. And I'm just like, detectives are about to show up. What the would have happened if they showed up and you weren't here? Like, you would have been a
But do you see how she talks to him, guys? He's not running the show. You see this little passive aggressive Mickey Mouse mother trucker, right? You see this little passive guy. He does what Jen says because he gets what he wants. He gets to have full access to Maddie at any time. She's paying for the condo. She's running the show. This is how Jen talks to Stephan. She talks to him loud. She's Latina. She's Puerto Rican and whatever else, Dominican Republic. She's a Latina girl that's on fire, and she tells this guy what she wants and how she wants it. She's the puppet master here, and what she's saying is really true. It's really how she talked to him. You're an idiot. You got caught. That's the context of it, guys. Now that we've seen the whole thing, that's what I'm saying. Again, yes, it's me that's talking. This is my channel. I'm giving you my opinions. I'm the crazy lady giving you my opinions, and there's 637 people watching that want to know my opinions. All right, perfect. Let's keep going.
a fugitive. Like, what are you doing? And he was just apologetic about not telling anyone where he went.
But I mean, he had a Wawa cup and he said he was up at 192.
Yeah, but in reality, I know that he truly took my car in the middle of the night to Northport, Florida, and was down there for an hour and came back.
Cameras capture Stephan leaving the hotel lobby at 4:35 a.m. in Jennifer's car.
No, guys, don't fight in chat. And Cody, you're wrong. Nobody owes any person called Amped apologies. As a matter of fact, Amped has been trolling my chat, so Synth doesn't owe anybody an apology. You guys need to chill out. We're here for Madeline Soto. We're remembering Madeline Soto for 6 days. We're not fighting with each other in chat. But if I can tell you something, Cody, Amped is a troll. I've been timing Amped out every chance I get, and they keep coming back. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but they keep coming back. So, Synth, you're right on point, and I love you. All right. Thank you, Chatterbox Talks a Lot, for the one Guilty of Crime membership. You guys don't lose your mind. We're like over halfway through. Come on. Justice for Madeline Soto. Let's go.
A license plate reader captures him again 1 mile from his parents' home in Northport, Florida, nearly 150 miles from Kissimmee at 6:29 a.m. Investigators urgently speak with Stephan's dad, Chris, as their suspicions surrounding Stephan's activities solidify their suspicions about it being connected with Madeline's whereabouts.
Did he tell you he was in Northport today? I'm assuming he did it based on your reaction. So, you need to take a seat? Or?
Thank you.
No, okay. He was in Northport. Yes, we have more than enough reason to believe that Stephan was in Northport today at the exit he took you to your house. Our concern is we're conducting a missing person investigation. Yeah. Given the proximity of that exit to your home, what we're trying to find out is if she's just hanging out in your house, you just want to get her somewhere safe, we want to put eyes on her, make sure she's okay.
Chris contacts his wife, who's currently at their house in Northport, to let her know that local police are on the way. Meanwhile, Chris theorizes that if Stephan were hiding Madeline, there may be another place worth searching.
They're going to come over and want to search a house for apparently, yeah. Apparently, Stephan made a trip down to Northport last night. Yesterday.
Now, I don't think anybody would have told on Stephan had they known what was going on. If he didn't get caught, they would have kept it a dirty little secret. But he got himself caught right away. What's up, Chief Rocka? Go and chat and get all the trolls out of here. Welcome, my friend. And no, my mods don't owe anybody anything. You guys, the mods take the time, and sometimes they don't understand something. Sometimes they get it right. But you mods, if you time someone out, it's because you felt like you needed to. You don't owe anybody shit. All right, just know that. You guys are modding for me. You make a mistake, you don't need to be like, I'm sorry. No, you're helping me so I can get through this damn episode, guys. Come on.
This morning, I should say. I have no idea. But there's a storage unit, but he wouldn't have access to the keys to the storage unit because I have the only key to it. And that would have been locked in my car, and he would have had to come in my room, which he didn't have a key to get into it.
Chris cooperates fully, giving police permission to search his home and the storage unit in Northport for any sign of Madeline. Meanwhile, Chris describes a haunting suspicion he shared with his wife once they learned of Madeline's sudden disappearance.
I'll throw him under
when I left last night, I said, hey, I turned to her, I said, do we really know? Is he capable of doing something harmful to her?
Why would you suspect that?
Because some inconsistencies of phone calls he had with me didn't add up. Okay. So I'll give you the sequence. He calls me mid-afternoon, 3-ish, maybe 3:45 or something, and say, I just had a flat tire. Okay. How the f did you get a flat tire? You just drove over to Kissimmee. You took her, maybe you're running an errand, but where would you have gone to get a flat tire?
It was several hours later, around 5 p.m., when Stephan told Chris that Madeline never showed up for school.
That's an interesting point, Rebecca. I mean, they probably would have even looked at the whole Santa situation. So, yeah, had they not found, I don't think that they would have started with, they didn't find out till later about what happened to Maddie. So, yeah, I think had they not found a body, they would have looked into a lot more situations. Now, they are looking into other situations with children that they found on in his pictures on his hard drive, all right? So, yeah, and don't worry about it, Synth. You got this. You're a mod. Don't worry about it. You're right. And even if you make a mistake, who cares? It's all good. We're getting through this. We're talking about justice for Madeline Soto here, guys. And Remembrance. Everybody gets a little crazy, but they're throwing him under the bus now. They wouldn't have, in my opinion.
Meanwhile, Jennifer shares similar concerns about his activities.
Listen close,
Him
guys.
disappearing to Northport. What the hell is he?
Okay, so now and I'm going to let you guys listen for a little bit. You guys can talk in chat about it, but listen to things she's saying and how she's suddenly flipping the script, right? She's going to flip that script hard because he got himself caught. And she's like, why the F did you go to Northport without telling me? That wasn't in the plan. And he probably did just take off. And this is why she's doing this. Listen to her. All right, you're a troll during this. You're a scumbag. Exactly.
That is suspicious. I mean, now that I know that that's where he went, that is suspicious as all. Why did he go to a storage unit facility? What was he grabbing? What was he trying to dispose of? Or what was he trying to hide in the that to me is suspicious.
What Stephan was doing in Northport and how it's related to Madeline's disappearance will be revealed later. The home and storage unit are searched, but no sign of Madeline is found. In the meantime, Stephan is brought to the police station just after his return to the hotel on February 28th, unaware that his many lies are about to catch up with him.
What happened to your hand?
Flat tire.
Flat tire!
I haven't changed a flat tire in about 10 years. So I made a rookie mistake and had my thumb too close to where the jack and the frame meet. And it slipped, and the frame came down on my thumb and pinned it between the jack.
What about the other scratches?
Yes.
Courtesy of a janky tire iron and the road.
Calling out jankies.
Yeah, this one had some blood and this one had some blood, but
leakage.
Not much. It clotted fast.
Do you know what
leakage
popped your tire on?
No idea. Tire just started going floppy and then
pretty worn out or something.
Floppier and then just completely freaking separated. Thank God we had a spare and a jack. Jinky as it was.
So typically when changing a tire and stuff, you tend to get brake dust and dirty and all that.
Yeah, I'm
Did you happen to?
positive that I breathed in some freaking brake dust or tire dust or something because I was coughing the rest of the afternoon.
What'd you end up doing to clean up or stop the bleeding and stuff?
Yes, that could be too.
Nothing, actually. Just
You didn't
went
get too
home and
dirty?
washed my hands and
Wash that.
was it.
Your clothes get all messed up and all, or?
Not bad. Surprise.
I'm going to stop it for a second because they're going to catch him in a lie right now, right before they catch him and tell him, hey, those are not the pictures on there. Watch how they catch him in his baby voice when he talks about his clothes. They're going to say, no, you didn't. You weren't wearing those clothes. You were actually wearing, oh, yeah. Watch, listen up. I'm not going to stop this time because we know he lies and all of the things are in that stack of cards that I talked about. We're not, for him, we already know. For Jen Soto, I'm calling out hard.
What were you wearing, by chance?
This. So I think still wearing this. I'm still wearing the same clothes.
Oh, so you kept pretty clean.
Watch. He didn't know it.
Yes.
Earlier surveillance footage showed him wearing a red shirt as he threw away items in the trash compactor, left the apartment complex, and returned with Madeline. However, when he's captured on camera at a smoke shop later that morning, his clothes have changed.
You weren't wearing a red shirt?
Was wearing a red shirt early in the morning.
Oh, yeah? Why'd you
I
change,
changed
buddy?
clothes later because that shirt was in a couple days with that one. And the flat tire happened after that.
After further review of security footage from the apartment complex, Stephan was seen visiting the trash compactor multiple times throughout the day. At 4:35 p.m., around the time Stephan claims he learned of Madeline's absence from school, he's seen throwing away a piece of a damaged tire. However, this wasn't the only thing Stephan discarded.
Too old to lie to people. Too old to beat around the bush. And we seem like we're having a generally good conversation right now.
We're going to talk about it like it is. Listen, buddy.
The only thing that I ask for from you is, and I will reciprocate, I want you to be honest with me as much as I'm being honest with you. Okay. Nowadays, cameras are everywhere. Okay. So We see you cut the guard check. Okay. We see you go by the dumpster.
That's how we know she was dead.
I may have taken some trash with me then.
What was in the trash?
House trash.
House trash?
Is he calling Maddie
When
that?
you
Calling her stuff house
school,
trash?
did she have her backpack with her?
Yes.
She did. Did she have her school computer with her?
Yes. Presumably, yes.
Presumably. Okay.
She should have.
Come on. Hold on.
Once again, this goes back with the whole honesty thing. There was things in that trash bag that got thrown away that probably shouldn't have been thrown away.
Near the tire, a Hawaiian print backpack,
He was
school
so
laptop,
busted,
and one
yes.
white crock were found, all believed to belong to Madeline Soto. Stephan's story of watching Madeline walk toward the school with her belongings falls apart with this devastating discovery, prompting the detective to make a desperate plea for the truth.
Well, I can confidently tell you she did not go to school with her backpack.
What?
How's that?
Because we found it in the trash.
Ooh, busted. 666. Say a prayer, baby.
Stephan, here's what I'm asking you and pleading with you is to dig down, do some soul searching. I have kids. He's got kids. And this little girl's out there somewhere that we need to know where. And I really, really, really think you can help us. I mean, you want to get something off your chest. I don't know what it is, but I'm pleading with you.
I don't know. I don't.
Though Stephan continues to deny the truth, the evidence against him is mounting. Detectives are far from finished as they prepare to confront him with the jaw-dropping discovery from his cell phone, a disturbing revelation that will be nearly impossible for Stephan to deny.
What do you think was on the phone?
No, and chat's flying, guys. So if I don't get the questions, you guys put a QQQ or put a capital JAI, and I will try to answer questions. Your best bet to get me to stop is to throw a super chat, super sticker. You can get 1 for 99 cents if you don't have the means, but I try to answer all questions. No, she was not life insured. All right, you guys, while we stop for a second, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and get a membership if you can. Help support the channel. I appreciate all of you just for being here. Thank you so very much. All right.
Text messages. Emails. Old stuff.
Pictures?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of pictures were on there?
Thank you.
Training card pictures.
Appreciate you.
Lightsaber pictures. Disney pictures.
He's infuriating. Oh my goodness.
Do you have a Google account?
Yeah.
Do you save pictures to your Google account?
Sometimes.
Or is it automatically? I know sometimes phones sync to a cloud and.
Yeah, I think it backs up to Google.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that.
And then sometimes when you reset your phone and your phone updates and puts these apps back on your phone, sometimes they will put the images back on your phone.
I'm not sure.
Do you have
I assume so.
any pictures of you?
Probably. I mean, went to Disney, took selfies on the train. She got back from Puerto Rico and had her hair braided. We got pictures of that.
Yeah, what else, huh? First day of school?
All sorts of pictures. Family events.
Man. I would want to attack
Any other
them.
pictures you can think of?
On February 28th, 2 days after Madeline's disappearance, the digital forensics team was able to recover hundreds of images and videos from the phone and a Google Cloud account. The images date back as far as when Madeline was only 8 years old.
Damn.
Though few images show Stephan's face, a unique black mark on his genitals would later match those.
It's actually a unique pink mark on his genitals. And you guys are amazing. We've been here for an hour and 54 minutes. Again, we all are honoring Maddie this week, but we're remembering her and we're telling the story as it is, because after the remembrance, if no other information starts coming out, then we start covering other cases, and that's how it goes. Now we're going to come back to this at some point, but we got to move forward. So we're here to remember Madeline Soto, day 2 of 6. I appreciate you so much for this. And today we're telling the story of Madeline Soto and the cover up with Jennifer Soto and Stephan Sterns. Can evidence in the storage and online be separate from the phone mess up? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. But they did get a warrant for that.
Those seen in the photos. More discoveries would later come from his search history with horrifying implications.
Here's where I'm going to be brutally honest with you.
Woo! Thank you, Synth, for the 5 guilty of crime.
And I'm pretty sure you know what some of those pictures are about.
I love you, Synth.
You're a very intelligent person. And I don't want you to discredit yourself by saying you don't know about all the pictures that are on your phone. You understand what I'm saying? So do you want to add to the list of pictures?
No.
Nope.
Should I be talking with a lawyer right now?
You know you should. Jen told you already. Yeah.
I can't answer that question. My sole purpose right now is to see if I can find.
Slow down, chat.
And I'm really hoping you can help me.
Okay. Well, I'd like to try to help, but I feel like I should probably have a lawyer present at this point.
In a nearby interrogation room, Jennifer is presented with the distressing evidence. However, her initial reaction leaves investigators in shock.
We have his phone. We were able to get into his phone. And there are some very, very unfortunate graphic pictures with.
Ooh.
I wish I could tell you this was all a made-up story, but it's not. Did you ever suspect anything like this? No? You okay?
How are you feeling right now?
About to pass out.
Is this a surprise?
Is there photos of her?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So.
Okay, so whenever Jen is lying, again, we're calling things out with Jen. We know when she lies because she lied, and then she says later on that she lied, that she didn't do that or she didn't see that. She was following what Stephan told her he had done. So right there, she's feeling busted, absolutely, and her voice drops 10 notches where she's almost whispering. So she does that thing again, and then not only that is she not in shock enough. What she is she's not in shock, in my opinion. She's afraid for herself. Many people called out her whispering, you guys, and yeah, she knows she's caught. She knows she's lying, but listen how she reacts next.
Well, you know how we have his phone? Obviously, that's how we were able to find the photos in there.
I don't want to believe that this is true. Can I see some of that evidence?
What makes you believe that it's not?
I thought I knew him well enough.
Though investigators insist the photos are true, Jennifer continues to ask them to show her the proof.
She continues.
Despite their concerns that the images may be too difficult for her to see, they ultimately reveal one of the images to her.
And I have to stop this and say, almost every person that's a criminal would love to see the evidence against them, folks. It's very, very odd that she keeps asking to see those pictures, and then she asks to see more evidence. Of course she wants to see more evidence so that she knows what evidence is against Stephan Sterns, and she can let the dad know. She can let somebody know. At this point, they're not looking at her, and she doesn't know if they're checking her phone or how they're tracking her. So yeah, every criminal wants to see what they have against them, you guys. So think about it that way instead of the other way of how you're thinking about it. Criminals all want to know what evidence they have against them.
Jennifer's reaction, however, will soon lead the detective to a chilling conclusion.
So what do you think should happen to Stephan?
I'm afraid to say press charges, but what else?
I'm afraid
There's a side of me that wants to say he's innocent, that this doesn't happen. Can I make one decision now and change my mind later?
What? This is where
if I decide not to press charges now, could I change my mind and press charges later?
She asked
It's
twice.
a lot to digest. Okay, so I don't want to make you answer that right now. But when we come back, we'll talk more about it. She's our main focus.
That's where I'm at. I know that the acts happened, but I'm not convinced that he didn't take her to school. I'm not convinced that he's the reason she's gone.
Yeah.
Because if this had been going on for so long, what's the motive? Why Monday? Why that day? Why the day after her birthday when we were supposed to spend the entire week together and have such a great time? Like we had plans. Like
you
we
tell
knew
us.
we were just gonna be together that week and we were gonna have a good time. So I just can't think like why.
When you say what's the motive, what are you assuming?
That she was taken. Not that anyone that I know has done something to her, because I feel like nobody I know would do something to her, would hurt her, would murder her, anything like that.
Yes.
In addition to the photos, several items were located in a search of their apartment, including a firearm found in Stephan's room. In Madeline's room, a phone tripod was located inside a drawer, and a pair of men's underwear was found in a laundry basket.
Thank you so much.
Police noted that a specialized light source was used on Madeline's bed, and areas of fluorescence were observed on her comforter. Additionally, Madeline's school notebook was found and appeared to contain graphic depictions of sexual acts. The evidence is enough to charge Stephan with sexual battery, and after more evidence is collected by police, he is placed under arrest. The investigators are still looking for Madeline, and despite the overwhelming evidence of Madeline's victimization, it still isn't enough to convince Jennifer that Stephan had something to do with her disappearance.
We know what happened. What if he's telling the truth about dropping her off and driving away and driving around in circles and getting to the vape shop? Because I know there's banks around, right in that same plaza. There must, and an amp stop. There must be video of him pulling into that plaza and waiting.
What do you mean? What's your question?
If you guys have
Okay, listen, what's your question? She wasn't asking a question. She was inserting herself into the investigation and trying to give him an alibi. You must have copies of that. I'm sure he did go in and out of the parking lot. You told him where to go on 192. You told him where there would be gators. You told him where you guys used to go hiking. You told him about that. And yes, he did head down that way. He did pull into a parking lot. Yes, you can check the cameras, but the outcome is still the same. And this is what she's saying, in my opinion. I'm playing devil's advocate and much more. Thank you, Ashley, so much for the $9.99 super sticker, and all of you guys for being here. Yeah, bodily fluid stains. Oh my goodness. Now listen up. Listen how her tone changes yet again when she's talking about Stephan and how she talks to him. She starts getting angry and starts that controlling, and then she'll flip again to the officer and uses ingratiation. And she starts almost flirting with them again.
Found evidence of him being in front of the store like he said he was.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's possible that his story might be true and somebody else could have taken her. Like I'm just thinking, like, what if we're focusing, like, okay, the sex things happened, right? But what if that's completely a side thing and not having to do with this, like her missing?
2 days after his arrest on March 1st, Madeline is still missing, and the detective once again confronts Jennifer, this time to share a troubling concern.
I think at a certain point throughout this relationship, you became aware of it. And for whatever reason, your reasons are your reasons, whether it was discussed that it would stop, whether it was discussed how it would go, that you feel some sense of guilt. A lot of the news statements you've given kind of, again, my opinion only, I don't speak for anybody else, whether it's in this room or out of this room, bother me. I feel like some of your sadness is not real sadness. I feel like when you gave the interview with Fox 35, it was not sincere. Looking at that video one time, I didn't feel like your cries were sincere.
Yes, yes. And Fox 35 called it in, guys. The news lady called into the law enforcement and said, something's wrong with this. I just did the interview of this missing little 13-year-old girl, and something's wrong. Something's with the mother. She's using past tenses. And that's exactly what she said. I would love to get that news lady on and get an interview with her because, again, she's a hero too. If you see something, say something, but better yet, you see something, freaking do something about it. Don't just talk about it, folks. Yes, definitely our rock star Detective O'Malley. And yeah, that Fox 35, fantastic. Now, they're supposed to do that. If they do an interview and they find something out or they feel weird about it, they're supposed to call it in. And she did that. Thank God for her.
Here, and I'm not saying that because you're a bad person, but her going missing, her disappearance, if you have knowledge of how it happened, where it happened, an inclination, that emotion's not going to feel sincere because you're already aware of what happened.
I would.
It's almost becomes
If
a
I
lie
knew,
at that point.
if I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the you want, but I don't know anything. He's never mentioned anything. I've never seen any signs. I tried watching her like a hawk. I thought I was doing a good job, but I wasn't.
Regardless of whether Jennifer was aware of the situation, the reality remains that Madeline hasn't yet been found, and uncovering where she is and what may have happened to her is still the priority.
We currently have upwards, probably 200 people working on finding. Anybody who is somebody is involved.
Yeah.
So, regardless of the circumstances, those people don't get to go home. Those people don't get to go back to their families. Those people don't get to live their lives and go back to their primary jobs. This isn't something that's going to stop or go away. I can tell you, and I know detectives expressed to you that the thought process at this point is this is a homicide investigation.
Yeah.
Based on the evidence I've seen, based on the videos I've seen.
Further review of the surveillance footage, which shows Madeline traveling with Stephan in the early hours of
I missed that, guys. And yes, a side thing. She calls her daughter a body a couple of times and then a side thing. I missed that because I was paying attention to chat. But yes. I didn't make notes on this, by the way. This is all coming out of my robot head, my fake robot head. I listened to it and I've known this case so well that I went over it today and I was like, I need to pull these cards for these people and show them what's going on from start to finish. That's what we're doing. So thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, change your leggings, Jen, and sit up. Why are you sitting like that?
February 26th leads detectives to draw a heartbreaking conclusion. They note that the slumped position with her head leaning is not a common sitting position, and horrifically, perhaps indicates that Madeline may not be alive. Additionally, footage captured in a parking garage shows what appears to be Stephan carrying Madeline from the front passenger seat to the trunk at approximately 9:41 a.m., the time when Stephan claimed to be meandering around while waiting for the vape store to open.
Meandering around.
Without her body, however, their conclusion is only a theory. Meanwhile, a startling admission by Jennifer will soon lead to a brutal confrontation by the detective, whose patience appears to be wearing thin.
Have you talked to Chris about Stephan needing a lawyer?
Yeah.
When?
I think when you guys showed me the photos.
Yeah.
So we showed you photos.
No.
The first thought you had was to ask his father if he should get a lawyer?
No. I knew that was true, right? That's evidence. That's for real. That's happening.
Stupid.
But I kept thinking, they're going. I don't know why I can't tell you why my brain kept thinking, no, he didn't kill her. Not that he didn't kill her, but
did you?
She's still missing. She's still out there. She was taken. Yes, he's done this to her. And that's not okay.
But
I swore she was still, I felt in my body she was still alive. She was still out there.
Oh, you're not a good.
I told Chris to get him a lawyer because I felt like you guys were chasing the wrong person.
Damn, dude.
But you weren't.
You offering him a lawyer is very weird.
I know.
Her replies to the details about the severity of Madeline's assaults appear to be the final straw for the detective, as his confrontation grows more heated.
You prioritized him by offering him or telling his dad to get him a lawyer. Not what the did he do? Hey, we need to figure out what happened. No, let's protect Stephan.
I was in shock.
No, that's not shock. That is your natural.
Again, big fat lie. I was in shock. Like she's a little girl. Her voice drops. I was in shock. That was only a few minutes ago. Miss Potato Head, you were in shock a few minutes ago. Now you're playing that baby voice. And I am very convinced that when she starts cussing and getting aggressive, she's trying to be on the law enforcement side and act like she's teaming up with them, right? Against Stephan. Jay, have you seen the profilers talk about the video where she's sitting in the way? Yeah, I have. I think I'm pretty sure I've seen every video, but feel free to send that to me.
Instinct to protect Stephan.
I don't know why. I don't know why I said.
But that's the problem. You don't know why. Does your role in her life lead this to happen? I'll be honest. Yes.
I know.
No, she said
Since she was a child, since her victimization started, it occurred under your roof, and you acted like it didn't exist. And knowing the victimization, knowing how ongoing it is, knowing that you saw a picture of it, not just us telling you, not me and him saying, hey, listen, I think they had a bad relationship. They showed you a picture of it, and you still protected him. So how am I supposed to not think that the thought process in your mind is until she's found, Stephan can't be charged with murder? Because we both now know that you don't want him to be charged with murder because you want him to have a lawyer.
No, I don't. That was then.
You can't be charged with murder.
That was then. Everything that you.
Okay, no tears again, folks. She went down. She played that little girl role like she's crying. She got all submissive, and now she's back up trying to relate to the officer. Now she's going to pretend like she's mad at Stephan again and start calling names, and she uses the word body for her daughter. All of that's about to come out. Yeah, crocodile tears, dry right up. That's why Grish threw a bunch of paper towels at her. All right, let's keep going so we can get this done today.
You guys have shown me since then and have shown me that he's
So we have to show you a picture of her dead in the car for you to finally not take his side?
Despite his theory that Madeline is deceased, they've yet to locate any sign of her remains. If their devastating theory is correct, the question remains, what motive would Stephan have to end her life?
What do you think made him stab?
2, 1. No.
I don't know. Theories, I keep hearing.
Tell me your theories, because here's the deal. We don't go home until she's found.
No, I know.
So what are your theories?
What I've heard is, what if she upset him and threatened to tell me and say that she was going to tell me and he needed to shut that down?
She's psychic, guys. Listen. 3, 2, 1.
I don't want to believe he killed her. But from what you guys are telling me, he wants to kill her Sunday night and stuff her body out in the morning.
Oh no!
Yeah.
3,
photo you guys showed me of her stuff in the car.
You don't want to believe he killed her.
I want to believe she's still alive and that she got kidnapped. But
3, 2,
that
1.
doesn't seem like that's the
Well,
case
that's
at
not
all.
right.
I know. My brain just wants to believe something else. I just want to believe she's still alive and she's out there.
Oh no!
Explain your reasoning behind those assumptions and we'll move forward day by day.
So he had access to benzos and I think Lunesta.
All right, now she's telling on herself about the DRUGs that he's getting for her. But in the meantime, she'll cry and try to side with the officers and tell them a little bit of what they want. While she's, oh no, Mr. Bill, I didn't know.
What are those? I'm not familiar with that.
Benzodiazepines are anxiety medications which relax you and can make you sleepy.
Okay.
And Lunesta, I think, is a sleeping medication. Like
Now she's not crying anymore. No more tears.
So I don't know if it's possible he gave her something and she was drugged. In those photos that you showed me where you're saying she's dead, maybe she was drugged. But
Now, folks, she already knew that because she called the poison control and she knew that Stephan had double medicated or over medicated Madeline several times, you guys. So when she's giving plausible theories, it's not a theory, it's what she knows, in my opinion. She keeps spilling it. So much leakage here. Christina Rosali, welcome. Love you too. Welcome to the crime crew.
If she is dead and it was done upstairs, I could just only imagine that he choked her. I don't know how else you would kill someone and not leave a mess.
All right, and he did, folks. We were guessing and guessing and guessing, and we said we're never going to get that freaking COD or cause of death, and Jen Soto just told us. Number, 3, 4, that she's now a psychic and knows these things, man. Wow, that's exactly how she died, Jen. What a good, wow, you're so perceptive. Christina Rosali, thank you so much for the $4.99 super sticker. Welcome to the crew. All right, yeah, bam.
Horrifically, a search for the medication sevoflurane was discovered in Stephan's Google account on February 12th and 14th. It's described as a volatile anesthetic that provides hypnosis and amnesia and is most commonly used for surgical procedures. An additional search was made to determine whether or not the medication would show up in tests.
Yes.
Still, based on what he's seen, the detective isn't willing to entertain the idea that Madeline was merely sleeping.
We know he killed her. We know he drove out of there Monday morning. We know he discarded her backpack in the trash dumpster. We know he discarded her laptop and one shoe, right? So all her property was discarded to look like she's gone. That way he doesn't have evidence with him. But then you have all these suspicious times of when he's left and come back and he's gone here and gone there. So what do you think he was doing on all these suspicious times? He's roaming 192. What do you think? Knowing what you know now we can play. You know she's dead. You know that we've given you information. What do you think, knowing what you know, he was doing on 192? He was doing here. He was doing here. He was doing in Northport. What do you think?
Now here she goes again,
So
guys.
him leaving early in the morning and driving around aimlessly somewhere.
Where do
I
you
feel like
think?
he stashed the body at that time.
There you go.
When he came back and then left again.
Oh, she nailed that, folks. How did she know that? Was she with did she have the footage from the hotel? She just said that. When he was driving around, I feel like he stashed the body, which is exactly what he did. I didn't even catch that before, that she called out that he went to a hotel, put the body in the trunk, and then came back. How in the hell did she know that? It took us so long to find all this out because we only got piece by piece, and she nails it in this one interview.
But see, it's daytime. Like, how could you move a body or move something in daytime and not be seen? But like, I feel like he went back to check to make sure he did a good job or to move the body again.
Man, she's so perceptive.
Detectives would eventually discover what Stephan was.
She doesn't once say Maddie's name. Not once does she say, did you think he put Maddie and stashed Maddie or got rid of Maddie? Literally the body every single time, you guys. Every single time. And yes, this is Jen being psychic again. She calls it all out for us. What do we need information and documents for and testimony and doctors when she knows it all?
Doing in Northport, along with a shocking discovery which will be revealed later. Still, Stephan has 54 minutes of unaccounted for activity in the area of St. Cloud, 9 miles from Kissimmee. Jennifer, however, claims she has no idea what he may have been doing there on the morning of February 26th.
Yes.
I didn't think he ever even knew where St. Cloud was because we've never driven down that way ever.
See?
So you live in Kissimmee, right?
Yeah, I know.
Now, they haven't found the body yet, folks. And this is before they find the body. And the officer didn't ask her about St. Cloud. She just volunteered that up. They're sitting there talking. And she says, I didn't even think Stephan knew about St. Cloud. Now, she's throwing herself under the bus with some verbal leakage here. Now, she's not arrested, but she does say exactly where Maddie was found off of 192 in St. Cloud. How in the heck would you guess that? I have no idea.
I know, but to me, he's never had a reason to ever drive down to St. Cloud.
Yes,
like ever.
She brought that up.
Investigators continue to pry information from Jennifer, unaware of just how close they are to a major breakthrough. For now, Jennifer poses a dark and twisted theory for where they might search for Madeline.
If I were him, and I had to stash a body.
Oh yeah.
I would never do this. My mind would say to go to Lake Toho. There's a lot of woods there. There's a lot of gators.
There you go. That's
Like
where
I
you're
told you,
supposed
this
to
will
go.
come to a point where we will.
But he got a flat tire.
Volusia County Sheriff's Office just found somebody the other day that's been missing for a long time. People get found. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not quick, but we will find her. What you need to think about is when you find her, is there an opportunity or a chance that we are going to prove
I know.
that you did not assist us to your full capability in this investigation? And if that is true, you need to think about the consequences of that. Consequences of hindering a murder investigation or a capital sexual battery investigation could be punishable up to probably the same charges, the same time in jail. I know you know that I don't believe what you're saying, and I know you know that I think you prioritize Stephan, but you prioritize jail.
There you go, right
You see what I'm
there.
saying? Like, if we come back and prove that you sat in this room and misled us, that you didn't lead us in the right direction, or that you assisted, or you acknowledged, or you knew,
You just
you
told
warning
us
from jail.
info.
If I knew anything, I swear I would tell you.
At 4 p.m., just minutes after Jennifer's interrogation
I
comes to a
wish.
frustrating end, a call reaches detectives about a witness who claimed to see the suspect vehicle
There
and
it
a
is.
man fitting Stephan's.
Witness Thomas right there. And he had to prod at those officers to go back and check. They didn't even do anything at first. Listen up. Here's our hero, Thomas.
Description changing a tire near Hickory Tree Road, the location where Stephan disappeared from cameras in St. Cloud. The witness reveals the exact location where locked gates separate the road from an area of private property. The property owner gives police permission to enter, and horrifically, tucked inside a long expanse of bamboo trees, Madeline's body is discovered.
Yeah, man.
She's
Those
found
are
wearing a
it.
green-colored sweatshirt and blue jeans, and her body is covered by pieces of what appeared to be hay or dry grass. The bottoms of her socks are clean, suggesting she was carried. Records would also reveal the sickening purpose of Stephan's trip to Northport while his family slept at the hotel. According to police records, at 6:34 a.m., just after arriving in Northport, Stephan attempted to log into his Google account. It was later that Chris discovered the hard drive for Stephan's computer had been removed and placed in a bin at Chris's storage facility. He handed it over to the police, where it was found to contain over 35,000 explicit images of children.
There it
In a
is.
call between Chris and Stephan recorded from the jail, Stephan is confronted with the grim reality of a long future behind bars.
The penalty for the crimes you have been charged with carry a minimum 40-year sentence. So obviously we're going to be gone. We'll all be gone. We're sad about that, obviously, because there won't be anybody here for you when you come out.
Yeah, and I'll be lucky if I have another 40 years left in me either. So.
Oh, I hate him.
Yeah. I wish there was a way that, you and I can have a conversation, all of us could have a conversation to understand what's taken place, how this came about, how you arrived here, because it would help us better understand the situation, because we're at a loss.
That is crazy, Teresa K. The memorial is going to be at Lake Toho. Is that where he was supposed to be headed, you're thinking? Because you know that area more than I do. Welcome, Teresa. She knows a lot about the case. She's from Florida, and I believe you're going to be helping me to live stream this event on Saturday. You guys check my page. I'll put it up again. There's going to be a remembrance get-together at the lake for Madeline Soto and her birthday, as well as it's the 1 year of her life being gone, you guys. So yeah, say a little prayer for Maddie. That's what we're here for. We don't want to forget her or this case, and we want to make sure we document this case properly, so when people go back and look at this footage about this case, that they have all the footage. And if someone doesn't like the narrative, there's other channels for that. You can watch Gray Hughes and his narrative that Jen Soto is in fact just a grieving mother. There are a whole bunch of other channels.
For understanding how all this came about. We're just totally baffled.
Well, I didn't start it.
I didn't start
You
it.
didn't start it, but you participated in it, which is just as bad as not starting it. But that's for another day.
Obviously, I can't get any specific details or anything, but, I mean, if you'd like to schedule a visit with me or something, maybe we can find some way to talk.
I don't know. I think we're always going to be recorded, so there won't be an opportunity to do that.
A later autopsy would rule Madeline's cause of death as strangulation. Though an exact time of death could not be determined, investigators believe she was deceased before she was taken out of the apartment and was killed either the night of her birthday party or early the following morning. The footage of the young girl seen wandering away from the church Monday morning was not Madeline, but an unfortunate coincidence that the person on camera bore a similar resemblance. Stephan is being held without bond and is currently facing multiple charges, including 13 counts of sexual battery, 7 counts of lewd molestation, 39 counts of unlawful possession of obscene materials, and first-degree capital murder. On April 26, 2024, 37-year-old Stephan Michael Sterns entered a plea of not guilty. His jury trial is set to begin on September 22, 2025, where prosecutors intend to seek the death penalty.
Who did?
He currently awaits his fate at the Osceola County Jail in Kissimmee, Florida. Jennifer has not been charged with any crimes related to the disappearance or murder of Madeline Soto.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy to everybody.
The day following her third
involved with this case. Hold on. All right, guys. Everything about this is crazy. And the biggest piece that we want to connect is Jen Soto to this. And that's crazy. And yeah, that was the narrative of this whole interview, the cover-up of Madeline Soto's death by Jennifer Soto and Stephan Sterns. That's what we're talking about today. It's clear in the topic. So if you guys came here to watch my take on it, I appreciate every single one of you, all of the new members here. Welcome Foxy Amazon as our new mod, and Foxy Amazon's got some big guns on her, so she's gonna whip trolls out of here. All right, you guys, if you guys just came in, go back and rewatch this or share with your friends and community. Day 2 of 6. Tomorrow will be day 3. Another story of Madeline Soto. New content on my channel with the same perspective. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 7 p.m. Eastern. Love you guys, and have a good night.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?